just hoping there's enough ice?
Yeah.
Lake Milton.
Yeah, we can get the rock.
It's probably frozen in the ground right now.
Well, it is in a creek.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't. It is
Probably.
It's pretty shallow, though.
Yeah.
That creek might be frozen
I'll have
over.
my sled with me.
Don't me padre Espiritu Santo.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right.
I don't know it.
Healthy!
Oh, shit. Anyone talk to the diplomat?
No.
Except when we talk to him.
Wait.
More mints.
I haven't had any yet today.
No. Well, it's funny because he's like, man, I get what you guys are feeling because I've been out of work. I'm like, you've been out of work just because you've been transferred.
Yeah. Shut up, motherfucker.
We've been out of work because we can't work. We would love to go back to work.
What? When does he start back?
I think
I think he started
yesterday.
this week.
I think yesterday he started.
All right.
Oh, was it yesterday?
Yeah,
thought
I
it
think
was
start of a pay
Yeah.
week or something.
I thought he said the 18th.
And that would have been a Friday. Or that Thursday.
Well, this is the first week of the new pay period. So
It would make
was
sense
either
he
been
would-
last week or the next week.
Makes sense he would have started yesterday.
In the middle of a pay period? Last week was the first week of the pay period.
Yeah.
Let's.
Oh, so a week ago Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just would be weird to start in the middle of a pay period.
I don't know. I don't get paychecks, so
Yeah.
I don't
True
have a
that.
clue.
I don't even know what my day off is anymore.
Next Thursday.
No, thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's asking me, what color is it? I'm like, I don't fucking know. That was thing. Oh, we need to
I
start
don't
using
start-
euphemisms now. Sorry.
I don't start the 18th.
I don't start the 18th.
Yeah.
That's some Ebonic shit there.
Is that what he said?
Oh, Papa Smurf and 31. I have an understanding of what you two have been through with being out of work. I don't start the 18th. Grammatically, it's perfect.
Perfect.
Holy fucking shit. One can only fly for so many hours.
Oh yeah, on his video games. Yeah, I'm pretty much beat Far Cry.
What chat was that in? Ours or the
Cool Kids Club, KKC. And that was on the 10th he said that.
Yeah, that's what happened with me with Bowler's Gate. The first couple weeks, I'm like, yeah, this is fun. Just sit there playing video games. Like,
Especially when you first got hurt.
Yeah.
Just nonstop all the time.
and then, yeah, I mean, I'd get up in the morning. I was sleeping on the couch. I didn't have to go anywhere.
what does don't start?
Exactly. That's what I'm fucking saying.
Do not leave here.
Do not leave here.
Do not.
Well, that's what threw me off. Why I thought he started on the 18th.
Yeah.
There's a problem with you sitting over there.
Why?
The board.
It's over there.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't really been using
We
the
can
board
put
yet.
the easel up now.
We could.
Oh yeah.
But
So
I
you,
did this. I did this specifically because last time
He has
half
to take
hour
a
in,
pee
I
break.
gotta take a piss. I don't want to move everything and
Are
hobble
we still
along.
keeping the rotation, or are you jumping into the diplomat spot?
I can be racist if you want me to be racist.
Oh, speaking of racist, man, this motherfucker, his shit he was saying yesterday.
I don't even remember what
Listen, I'm a
happened.
white guy from the suburbs. Racism just flows.
It's in your blood.
It was back to back.
Oh, yeah, it was bad. Of course, we were also talking about white stuff all over the place, and the snow's gentrifying the neighborhood. Oh, no,
Whitewashing
the
it.
neighborhood.
Except for on your route. That one spot on your route.
Yeah.
I mean, no,
That was a
It's
big
so-
pool.
That was a lot.
no, that wasn't on my route.
Oh, that
That
wasn't
was
on your route.
on the route.
Not your route.
Not my route.
Oh, that's less exciting, but still, that makes it a little more believable.
Yeah.
And I just said the zone, so.
Yeah. That's twice now.
Twice.
He doxed you already.
Oh, did he?
Did he? I didn't even notice that.
Well, I didn't.
He last name doxed you.
No.
You asshole.
Using his surname.
Yeah. Whatever. Sure. Is that what that is?
His proper
Sorry.
name.
Yeah.
Your surname and your last name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your first name?
First
Your
name.
first name.
Well, then why don't they just?
It's first name, surname.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah, and like in Game of Thrones, it's family name.
Well, the origin of last names comes from usually what you did as a career.
Or roughly where you're from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, or they made it up when your grandfather came in and
Yeah.
It's like, we can't spell
signed the
that.
paperwork. Yeah.
We don't know how to spell that.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah. Yeah. So
It's like my last name. It's a place in France.
He's just some place in France. That's where you're from.
It's a town.
but I thought you were French Canadian.
No. I don't know what.
Somehow I don't know which is better. Being French or being French Canadian. There really is no good side.
No. The French Canadian.
No.
You learn from Letterkenny, they're all assholes.
Yeah. Fucking degen.
Fucking D-Gen from French country.
But I look like a fucking Jew.
You do.
You do.
With that hair.
Doesn't mean you can't be French, though.
I know he could pull off Amish if he gets rid of the mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Or be French and handlebar down.
Oh, yeah. Do
Or
that.
straight out.
Straight out. All right. Well, anyways, welcome to another episode of the Grossly Off Topic
This is
Podcast.
5 minutes of bullshitting.
Yeah, we're already pretty much off topic, but that's okay.
You gotta start with the topic.
was
You can't be
gonna
off
say, we don't have a
topic.
Is the topic.
That's true. I don't know, but I'm your host, Papa Smurf.
I'm the Viking.
I'm 31. We did a little rearranging today.
Yeah, for today.
Yeah. And I'm Florida man.
Maybe by the next time we do this, I'll be able to walk properly.
Oh, like be downstairs?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, shit.
That'd be cool.
I mean, we
Yeah.
could have done that anyway, but since it's early, I didn't feel like.
See,
kinda
he's
moving.
bending at the knee now.
He is bending at the knee. I do.
I didn't know you were one to bend the knee.
He's been watching all this Game of Thrones. He texted me, have you seen it?
With the House of Dragons?
No,
Game of Thrones. The original.
I watched quite a few seasons.
I'm
with
almost
my,
done with season 5 now.
My wife, but
You
you're
never
getting-
saw it, did you?
I
No,
never
this is the
really
first time I'm
got
watching
into
it.
the
That's what I
story,
thought.
so I kind of like she'd start watching.
All right, well,
Not
there
big.
might be some spoiler alerts because it's been so fucking long.
No, you can spoil it,
But I think the part you're about to spoil, that's well known. What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
So-
a pretty big detail.
You have plenty of time to watch at this point. If you,
Well,
so you
yeah.
can spoil we're here.
So I love Game of Thrones. I didn't watch it like right away, but I watched it like while the first season was still on. Is actually when I started it, but it wasn't like episode 1. Anyways, I'm like cleaning my house the other day, and I'm like,
What I text you?
and 31 texts me, right? I'm gonna pull it up because I don't remember exactly what it said. But I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about at first.
All I said was, fucking Rob and Cat Stark.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, he goes, haha. I said, GOT, baby. He said, and the fucking baby, too. And I was like, oh, you're at the Red Wedding. I don't know if you saw the Red Wedding, but, you know, they just decimate that fucking family,
The
basically.
first thing they start with is
Yeah.
just start stabbing the wife in the fucking stomach. I'm like, no!
Yeah. And I said, you got a lot of show left. I said, keep watching. I said, just don't like anyone. You'll be disappointed. I said, you should have learned that by now.
Oh yeah.
And then, like, what was it, like 3 days later, I text you, oh no, fucking Pedro Pascal!
Yeah, you said
He
that.
did it!
You said
And then he
Daddy
died.
Pedro. I said, who? You said the Prince of Dorne. Lost to the mountain. I said, oh yeah.
But I was excited to see that the mountain's in there because he's a strong man.
Yeah.
I fall strong man. So,
Kind of like the Viking.
That's how. That's
strong
kind of
man.
where he got his real popularity.
Yeah.
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I mean,
He
to
was
be
already-
as popular as he
As
is,
he is now, yeah. He was already in Strongman, competing in Strongman, but then
but-
he got the job as the Mountain on Game of Thrones. And
But normal people can't name a strong man.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if you happen to be,
Have you ever
know,
seen his wife?
Yeah, she's teeny tiny.
She's smaller than you.
Yeah, yeah. But if you happen,
It's like an iPhone 4 charger going into that.
but if you happen to be like watching TV and you turn it to ESPN and catch a strongman competition, yeah, you'll watch it, but you still don't know their fucking names,
Right.
You know, there's no
Well,
like.
not most people, and I know a lot of the people that are competing. But again, I actually like follow it and kind of keep up with it. Yeah,
and that's fine. But real normal people don't follow shit. What do you? Oh, he's vacuuming again.
Yeah.
Where's he? Downstairs?
I think downstairs.
He must be.
Yeah, because he's not in his chair over there.
Well, your car was still running.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Started up just fine.
That is good. How long has it
Garage
been?
is closing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since I've driven?
We
Well,
are
since you've started it.
professionals
Since
here.
I started last time we were here.
Oh, so
2 weeks.
yeah, but we had some pretty
Pretty
deep
cold.
cold. So
Yeah.
My car's
The fact that it started up just fine.
how'd your driveway get clear?
I did.
His dad. I pulled up. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing having your dad shovel your driveway?
With a shovel.
Yeah.
He has a snowblower, but he just doesn't. Oh, he didn't bring it down, and he said he hasn't really used it in
fuck
2
that.
years.
Yeah, I know.
His neighbor's been using his
Yeah,
driveway.
my neighbor's
though.
been using my driveway because obviously there was they know I'm not here.
Yeah.
So they'll park up all the way, and then if they have to leave, they'll just reverse out through my driveway, then leave.
No, that's awesome. That they're using your driveway?
Yeah, I kind of wish they wouldn't. At least drive through the grass.
What?
They're driving through the grass and then
Through the grass.
and then through the driveway. If they were just to park there, that'd be.
I was
one
thinking
thing.
you have someone parking in your driveway, someone's home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they're not doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
They may do that, but they're at least driving through it and using it as a turnaround.
Yeah.
No,
That's
that's
Turn
backing
around,
up
turn
into
around.
your yard turn around.
Yeah.
That's that cool.
They go from their driveway to his driveway.
yeah.
just-
That's not what I
and just-
thought he was saying.
They just
Yeah.
reverse out and then leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's no bueno.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's like,
kinda-
I was like, if they were to park in it, I understand, whatever. Makes it look like someone's home.
Well, that's why I was like, they've
But
been using
no,
your driveway. Okay.
they're cutting through the grass, and that's not the first time they've done it. And now it's obvious that they're doing it because we got the snow. Friday?
It's kind of that's some white trash shit.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
putting up some,
That's both.
just kind of.
Snow fence or something.
Yeah.
Your dad should have shoveled all the snow to one side.
Oh,
Shovel it into the middle there and make a big bank.
That's what I used to do with my neighbor because they would do that.
They would use your driveway
Yeah, they would pull through.
and go through the grass.
Yeah.
Why is that a thing?
I don't know. That's white
because
trash.
they figure the ground is frozen, so it's not going to hurt the yard.
I mean,
But it's going to compact it.
Honestly, it might. But
to an extent, maybe, but
No, I'm not saying I justify it. I'm just they probably what they're thinking. It's like, well,
and my
He's not home.
yeah.
my dad told Florida man this. My dad is anal about when you anal.
Yeah.
When you drive on a driveway that has been plowed yet,
yep.
and all the snow compacts down, and
Yeah.
keep driving over that.
Yeah,
Like my
because then
brother-
it turns into ice.
Yeah, my brother
Yeah.
would do that.
well, I don't. My driveway's not clear.
Well, you also have a Jeep that can just ride over.
That's
it
why it's
easily.
not clear.
Yeah.
Number one and number two, it's not like I'm going to shovel it.
You do have a teenage boy, though.
Almost two. Almost two.
So this kid, my man child though, he's 18 but still in high school. He actually today he works midnights.
Works midnights and goes straight into high school.
Yeah, it actually.
Bowl.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
I'm just-
easy.
Well, I'm just saying,
First off, he's only at school from 8:15 to 9:30.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. So he gets off work at 7,
Yeah.
comes home, takes a shower, goes to school, comes home.
And then goes to sleep.
He's in like a Career Connect, like a work,
Okay, yeah.
So he literally, here in the state of Ohio, you only have to have 4 credits of English.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his only like real class
Yeah.
is an English class. That's the only thing he has to take and actually pass.
I think when I was a senior, I had equivalent to 3 study halls, but I set them up so where I could come to school late and then leave school early. So I was only in school for like 5 hours.
See, I had
And
full
then
schedules all the
And
way
then
through.
I had a study hall in the middle of the day too. So I had like 2 classes of study hall, class lunch, 2 classes, then I left.
I just took a full schedule all the way.
See,
Well, I didn't need anything else.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Most of mine was like music theory.
Yeah, the last year, the only thing I really needed was like the art class, and then physics, and then English or something.
Yeah, mine was mostly all music classes and then my English classes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had the same situation, but where I was at, you had to be in a full schedule. So I had I had 2 normal classes. The rest of the day was all art.
Well, yeah, or like he said, like study halls and like.
God, I couldn't do that many.
Really,
only 3 actual classes. That
they've really come like a long ways. Like, why are you wasting our time?
That's what it's turned into. Is like, why are you wasting the time? Like,
yeah. You know, so that is kind of cool.
But
he gets a grade to go to work.
Oh yeah, I got a grade.
Easy grade.
It's that part of that Career Connect class, and it's actually pretty funny because I think over the year they have to have like.
So many work hours,
like 200 or 250 hours.
Yeah, we had something like that. Yeah,
right.
In a year.
In the year.
Do you get extra credit for going over?
No, you don't. But basically, that's a free A.
He's not a minor, but minors are not allowed to work more than
they can work a 40-hour work.
They can work a 40-hour work. Okay.
Yeah. So when he first started, he started there. And he was working midnights, and he worked midnights into the school year. And then they were like, "Oh shit, you're not 18 yet. You're still a minor." So they threw him on afternoon shift, because you can't work them past like 10 or 11 on a
curfew.
Yeah,
on a
that's how it was
weeknight or
when
something
I was at Chipotle. They had to stop working at 10.
Yeah. But he does factory like work, so I mean he's getting 40 hours.
Yeah.
And he was then too. He's like, fuck. So he had to change shifts, go to afternoon shift. But once he turned 18, he almost immediately went right back to mids, which I'd way prefer.
I can't stand the overnight shifts.
I'd way prefer midnights.
I enjoyed them.
I'm a night person. This is really like, not that I'm working, but this is really actually like the first job that I've ever had where I'm actually working
a normal,
quote unquote normal,
work
like
hours.
daytime shift.
We start in the dark.
We
get off at the dark.
Well, that's because of
Yeah, I've had a lot more overtime now after the holiday than I did before the holiday.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been
you've been brought in a lot.
Rotator left.
Oh yeah,
so I've been brought in on everyone.
He went to a different route.
Yeah, oh, that's right. We talked about that.
So our scheduling manager's been bringing me on my day off. I'm like, dude, seriously? And then I had like 14 hours of overtime last week.
Oh, that's
solid.
That's good.
That's solid.
It wouldn't be so bad except for A, it's cold, and B, the snow. I'm like,
you're working for that.
It's a fucking struggle to walk through the snow.
Yeah.
By the time I got done yesterday, I'm like, oh god, I'm so glad I'm off tomorrow because my legs are just fucking done.
I brought my shoe covers inside my house. They were just in my Jeep. I'm like, oh, I'm waiting to go back to work. And I was like, I'm going to bring these bitches in because I'm going to fucking use them.
Yeah.
I mean, especially because it's not like I'm shoveling, so there's, snow. Anyways, to get back to this, my man-child, we had a shovel,
Oh, that's where we were.
Yeah.
That's where we were. Okay.
We had an actual shovel, but it broke. Mm-hmm. So we have one of those little ones, like they're kind of like kid shovels, basically. I use it to clear the porch.
Yeah,
and the
porch
steps.
or like the sidewalk or like
not even the sidewalk. He fucking shoveled the sidewalk. Out my house, down the sidewalk to the driveway, because I have a detached garage, so it's
a decent amount.
Yeah, and then didn't shovel the whole driveway, but shoveled paths to both of our cars. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, well, yeah. I said, did you use the little shovel? I said, or do we have a big shovel? Maybe we have a big one. He's like, well, no. The yellow one that was on the porch. I'm like, Jesus, kid. Okay, whatever.
It's one of those little sand shovels.
No, it's not quite that bad, but it is it's
designed for like a type, like a kid, like kindergarten.
To help Dad clear the garage or the driveway or whatever. He's
doing the little bit in the corner while Dad has the fucking snowblower out doing the whole thing.
Exactly. You pick up this snow, But I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Like, cool. Now I don't have to walk in the snow.
This is working quite well.
Mm-hmm.
No, the caffeine thing.
Oh, I forgot I had that.
Yeah,
I
can still taste it, but it's working quite well. And
really?
And then with the mint too, it's a weird. Well, it's a fun combination.
The mint shouldn't do anything.
It shouldn't, but for some reason it's like I'm focused, but yet I'm relaxed at the same time. It's a weird mix.
They were doing they did a really large study about the effects of caffeine in athletes because it's always been you get jacked up on caffeine or whatever before you go out. They actually found
it's very healthy.
No, they actually found that it actually
at the amounts we used.
What am I trying to say?
We drink a lot of caffeine.
No, but it not delays, it interferes with your decision making.
Really?
Yeah, which is actually kind of strange because we've always said, caffeine gets you like hyper focused and whatever. No, they said actually your decision making and your
maybe
actual.
That's why we all drink coffee and energy drinks before work, so we don't make the decision not to go to work.
Right. Right. Your decision making and your actual like performance, like your performance percentages. Like there was a study over in Europe.
And can't trust that.
And so, but they actually did it with actually like soccer players because I mean that's
that's like the sport over there, yeah.
And they took like this huge pool of people, with caffeine, without caffeine, and they were like looking at the accuracy of like their passes.
Really?
Yeah, and they found that the ones without caffeine, without any type of enhancement like that, actually made consistent, good.
Now, I wonder if these athletes were already caffeine drinkers to begin with. Because I know a lot of people that, like their coffee, they don't have the cognitive function to operate, play a sport unless they have a certain amount of caffeine in them.
Well, that's true, but I mean, you kind of gain that over time in your body. You can get rid of that need. You're going to go through you could go through a withdrawal process like anything else.
Yeah.
You know how hard it was for me to case my route without having caffeine? It was a struggle.
Well, that's just because you're ADHD.
I know. I'm thinking he's on the struggle bus anyways. Like,
usually I can throw it up in like 10 minutes. Now it took me 20.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it actually looks like it's supposed to take you that time.
Let it take some time, kid.
The first one out of the office at 7:45 when you clock in at 7:30. With all your packages all ready to go, mail's pulled.
I wasn't too far the one day because we had like nothing to case and no packages. I was out of there by
that was a few days ago.
Yeah, that lull after Christmas.
Christmas and like the first couple days of the new year. Yeah.
But my package count's still been relatively like staying high.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because all the people are returning stuff and get the last minute deals and New Year's deals. And
Yeah, and all that
just
shit.
wait till tax season.
And then you got that. So yeah, packages kind of always they actually kind of remained high until like last summer, really.
Until basically summer is when
and
they start.
Temu fucking hit.
Yeah. Fucking Temu.
Fucking Temu.
You still got a lot of that?
Not nearly as bad as that one lady when she first moved in.
Oh yeah, every day.
But one of my customers in my early morning swings, I never really had a problem. She'd order a bunch of. She was like a card collector, so like every day I'd get 4 or 5, small packages for her.
Oh, that's right. I remember these people. Yeah.
And recently she decided to give up on cards and buy Funkos.
Oh fuck.
A little bit bigger.
At the same rate.
Little bit bigger. You can see in the corner.
A little bit bigger, yeah.
So instead of the 5 or 6 small packages every day, which once again not a big deal, now I'm getting 5 or 6 medium sized packages every day.
That's annoying.
Especially if she's ordering like multiple at a time and they come in multiple sets. Those are starting to pile up.
Yeah, I'm talking like 5 out of the 7 days a week I'm delivering, and one of those is my day off.
And one of those is a Sunday.
Now, are they like hoarders? Are they collecting these things, or are they selling them?
I think she's just nothing ever goes out.
Nothing goes out. Yeah.
That you know of. Maybe she goes to the post office. Does it that
through
way.
FedEx or UPS.
Yeah.
But no, she, her wife said, she just collects. I'm like, man, your house, I don't even want to know what your house is.
I know, like,
You did ask her that.
For how much I'm delivering, I don't even. That's just what you're delivering. Imagine what
Yeah.
Yeah, what comes to other
the wife
delivery
multiple times,
services.
like, I don't know what's wrong with her.
She just gets these like bugs in her that she's got to
like
have.
Hyper fixated on collecting something new, and now, like I said, it's Funkos. It's been Funkos since just before Christmas.
I wish I could
That's great.
do that.
just collect Funkos.
No, just buy something. Just keep doing it.
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
Why? You hate your mailman, don't you?
Yeah.
I know you do.
Well, see, when
I actually cleared a path through my yard for her.
She walked.
You said, whoa!
Yeah, I felt nice.
Whoa!
You said you were the person that don't touch my lawn person, and now during the winter, it's totally fine.
Now hold on.
Only because
Now wait. You're training your mail carrier to walk through your yard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which means once the
you
snow
carved a path through your yard.
Yeah.
So when there is no more snow, I don't want to fucking hear it.
No.
Especially when
the
it's
sign
mud.
will go back up.
No, fuck that.
I'll say, especially when there's mud,
that.
mud, and it's gonna mud tracks through the whole yard.
Yeah.
That's,
What you need to do is cover up that track and then deviate the track back to where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, it's slowly just going to start moving back towards the sidewalk.
no, fuck
There's
that.
like no.
That's fucking bullshit.
No, because if I see that, then all I'm going to do is like, okay, that's just a wider path for me. So I'm still going to walk the same path.
Well, that's true too. We tend to walk, but when somebody carves out
A path
through their yard because of the snow,
I don't care if it's out of my like a little bit out of the way. I'm taking that path.
Oh, you're goddamn right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple people they saw the path and they literally just followed the path that I walked through the snow for me.
Yeah, actually,
I hate it.
She was walking through it anyway, so I might as well carve it out for her.
Good.
Yeah, this way
I hate it.
pushing all the snow into his grass, because that might hurt it.
I don't need that all compacted in there. No.
Though I hate it when like one house would shovel through a path all the way to the end of their yard, but the other person wouldn't. So it's like,
right up to the property line.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. No, well.
I had a couple of customers do that on my route. I'm like, fucking really? Their sidewalk is 3 more feet. Just
They probably don't like their neighbors. So.
Yeah, well, you're right. And
I love
you
the
never
ones
know.
that literally shovel one shovel's full from their porch to the street and nothing else. It's like, well, what was the fucking point of that?
For them, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It was for them, not anybody else. Like,
I don't shovel shit for anybody else. I don't give a fuck.
I think Monday I'll be getting a
the path up
snow blower. One of my customers has a brand new one that
what was that?
he didn't like it, so he bought a different one, and he's selling it to me for like $75.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Mine, the pull start thing broke, so I took it apart to replace the string. No,
Look into like using a cordless drill.
I know. I thought about it and just doing it. I mean, I could.
I mean, you're too broken to do a full start, anyways.
Well, yeah. I'm definitely not full starting, but it was. You fucking sickos. It was. It's one of those Toros, so it's like the 2-pull guarantee that it starts, and I mean it's years older, so it doesn't necessarily do that. But once it's been used a time or two, it works pretty good. But
that's
not
like
now,
Honda lawnmowers, 1 pole.
Yeah, and then it works great, but whatever.
I was telling Ford, man, I'll buy it for the $75. Use it a few times in the spring, sell it probably for twice that because.
You probably could.
I want to say, or hold on to it till probably like November, October.
Yeah, when everybody's like, "Oh no!"
No, wait, I don't want to deal with that shit again.
Yeah.
I almost stopped at Lowe's to pick one up the other day. I didn't want to shovel, but I ended up shoveling.
I enjoy shoveling. Yeah, I'm weird.
Not me.
Yeah, I don't either. I start
hurts.
feeling it in my legs and back.
That shit hurts.
Hey, see, we're young bucks,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I had no problem shoveling.
I always thought of it as like just a workout, just try and get it through fast so I can put the cardio up a little bit. But
out there in a t-shirt sweating.
I would be sweating.
I mean, it's kind of like
it got up to like 16 degrees or something yesterday.
Ooh,
like
heat wave.
Well, I had this like flannel shirt on. My daughter had a concert, so I went to go pick my girlfriend up. She was coming with me, and I had my flannel on and my beanie, but I had my sleeves rolled up on my flannel. And she had like a sweater on, like a shirt and like a pullover sweater. Mm-hmm. And then she went and put her jacket on. I'm like, "Bleh." She's like, what? I'm like, it's fucking hot outside.
Yeah.
She's like, no, it isn't. I'm like, the fucking sun's out, like. And so I'm walking around, sleeves rolled up and shit. She walks outside. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, what? She's like, it is not warm out here. I'm like, well, comparatively to the last, several days, it's actually quite warm.
Right.
Yeah.
When it was,
I mean, really, the only reason why I'm wearing my jacket today is because I would have worn my fleece if I was just going here and back.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm going to be on a hopefully frozen lake.
If you fall through, let us know.
Let them know. Or let Florida man know. I ain't doing it. And you ain't doing it. You can be the call guy again.
Oh, yeah.
What we'll do is we'll find a ferret, tie a rope to it, have it run it out to you.
Oh, fucking ferret.
Yeah.
Our ferrets don't do cold weather, do they?
We have weasels up here.
That doesn't answer his question.
They're a ferret.
Okay. Where are you going to find a weasel?
Over where I live.
Oh, okay. So you're going to go find a fucking weasel
while he's in the water.
Yeah. Train it.
Wow.
I tried to save Viking, but
and then perform a rescue all while he's still in the water.
Yeah. For the probably 5 minutes Viking had before he gets hypothermia.
Oh, come on.
And then eventually you drown.
I'm fat like a walrus, man. I'm going to last at least 20.
He got that extra layer of blubber.
Yeah, I got that blubber layer. It'll be good for a little while.
You'd be surprised. That water's cold.
Yeah, I know.
Especially when it's 50, it's cold.
Good God, yeah. But
trust me, when I catch a fish and I had to, get my hands all wet. Like,
there, at least catch your fish when you go in. That way the weasel smells it.
Yeah.
Just hold it on top of the ice. Just like, come here, boy, come here.
It's like Beetlejuice. What is that?
Now, is this just a crapshoot, or have you been looking at ice reports?
I've been watching ice reports
in Michigan.
Well,
actually, up in Wisconsin again. Another 15-hour drive.
I've been watching the ice reports. Unfortunately, because this area is not a huge ice fishing community.
Yeah, because that's crazy.
It's hard to tell. I've been kind of looking at comparative areas to us and seeing if anything shows up.
Whoa, party foul.
And
chug it.
There was actually one that popped up this morning in Cleveland. I don't know if it's on Erie or not, but it was saying 4 inches. So I'm thinking one of the smaller lakes nearby us.
4 inches is a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
that's way above average.
I knew that.
It's almost too big, some people say. I've never been told that, but
hard no.
Well, for pointers, there technically is no such thing as safe ice, but at 4 inches or more, it's relatively safe enough to be out there. 4 inches for walking. I think it's 8 inches for small vehicles like 4-wheelers and snowmobiles, and then anything over 12 inches you can pretty much drive a car on. We're talking about ice, not your little Tic Tac over there.
So, anyways,
I can't.
He's muted. I muted him and Florida man.
Appreciate it.
Good thing this place echoes.
I know.
It's so good that we're mature adults here. We can't talk about inches without going straight to
Bold of you to
fallacies.
assume I'm an adult.
Yeah, well, okay. I don't know.
He's getting pandered to by his mommy and daddy.
I still live at home with mommy and daddy. So.
Yeah, well, you're Generation X. That's acceptable.
But once you...
Oh, I'm Generation X now?
Or Z, I'm sorry.
Millennial.
Yeah.
You whippersnappers.
Once you break the ice, though...
Uh-huh.
You have to ask her the question.
Beforehand. Yeah. But once you break the ice, doesn't that, make it less secure?
Well, I'm not going out there with a sledgehammer and breaking a hole in the ice. I have a auger that drilled a hole.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You gotta look for the sweet spot. Some guys
About
can't
2
find
inches
it.
in.
The G-spot's only 2 inches in, man.
Yeah.
Anything bigger.
Well, you gotta drop it here, and down in there. You gotta
Test the
wiggle it
waters
around
first.
a little bit. Keep looking for the right spot. Wait for some vibrations.
Wait for a response.
When you find the hole,
Don't go into the brown one.
doesn't that
Well, I usually do drill 2 holes.
doesn't that scare the fish away?
No.
No.
Some people like it. 2 holes.
Well, if the hole smells fishy, avoid it.
But he's going fishing.
Oh, that's what we're talking about? I'm talking about something else.
No, because actually right now, most of the fish are staying towards the warmer water at the bottom.
Yeah.
So, when I drop the minnow and the lure, I'll be fishing towards the bottom of the lake.
All right, I can't.
Can you reach the bottom of the lake with the minnow?
What's funny is I know what they're doing, and I'm
Giggity,
trying.
giggity, giggity.
I know what they're doing, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm just feeding into it and trying to keep this my answers straight while knowing what they're doing and feeding into it as much as I can.
I can't.
Yeah, you do got to be careful though. If you go too deep, it does get. You got to bring up a little bit of muck with you when you come out.
So,
Is that if you use the second hole?
Yeah, usually the first hole I have just a minnow on it.
Yeah.
So it's when I go into the back, the other hole, that's when I start, bobbing up and down.
Bringing up that muck?
Yeah, bringing up the muck.
Now, when you go
churning stuff
fishing, do you usually listen to some kind of music while you do it, or
sometimes. I mean,
a
there's
little Marvin Gaye, little
The thing is, it's
little Temptations?
Barry White.
a lot of set things up, then wait.
Wait for them to come home.
For it to come through. And then when he catches a fish, he plays We Are the Champions.
You've got to wait for the right moment to strike.
30. He tips the lure in. 30 seconds later, he's out. He's caught a fish. I'm done. I'm good. Good night.
More like 15.
I wish I could catch that fast.
Yeah. He caught, what, a 3-inch perch the last time you went fishing?
Yeah. 16
And that was
hours.
it?
16-hour round trip to go ice fishing in Wisconsin to catch one fucking perch, and it wasn't even a keeper.
It's cheaper to keep her.
It's like going to
It was
Vegas.
cheaper to stay home.
That's like going to Vegas and all you got from a prostitute was a blowjob and you still got the clap.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, what the hell?
Slightly educational.
I don't know about all that, but
How?
Between the innuendos, there was some educational shit there.
yeah, educational. That's what we'll call it. And you're not. You don't even fucking know. You don't even have. What is wrong with you?
What isn't?
Well, I guess that's true. So, anyways, yeah. So
How about Yemen?
All right. What about Yemen?
All right, we cast the bait out. Let's reel in this fish.
Go ahead.
What do you guys think?
I think it's a country overseas.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, they're all up in hells about the 73 airstrikes that we did.
Hold on.
Up in Hells. That's
Up
a new
in
one.
Hells.
That's a new one.
Yeah, that's what I caught from that. Not the airstrikes. Not anything. Up in Hells.
Now, if you would have said like Up in Hell's Bells, I can kind of. It's still a bit of a stretch, but I can kind of see it.
I haven't had enough caffeine yet.
Did you just make that up?
You have.
Yeah.
Hold on. You've had 300 milligrams. No, you haven't had. You've had more or less.
Oh, way
Less.
more.
Well, no.
Bullshit.
How'd you have less?
You drank a whole Celsius.
Celsius is 200.
200.
That pouch that the Viking gave was 100 apiece.
That's not like an instant shot. It's
Still, he had it in until he started
Yeah.
eating again.
He's eating all your beef jerky too.
I know. I gave him one.
Man.
What'd you do to get that little slice of meat?
We went up to his room.
Of course, I just laid there.
Yeah. Did he slide down his butt?
Hard to be a power
What
bottom
his
with,
bed was making.
with one leg, right?
No, he was the power bottom this time.
Oh,
He
okay.
wanted to switch it
It
up.
was very interesting. Should have been there.
I'm glad I came late.
But not when you're fishing.
No, I usually come early. I like it in the morning. It's quiet.
It's quiet.
When the fish aren't up yet.
Yeah.
Kind of force your rod in there.
Yeah.
Just sneak it in there quickly.
Unsuspecting.
Surprise!
Some people actually like that. There's some women that actually like being woken up with it.
Like in their face or
Like full action. Yeah, in.
if
It's
they don't wake
Good
up.
morning.
borderline almost rapey, if you ask
If
me.
they didn't wake up, then kind of.
How are they not waking up? That's the
Necrophilia.
question. That is the question.
Well, maybe you only have like a 1-inch hole or something.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
1-inch fishing pole.
Oh, okay.
I just think, how are they not waking up? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like a guy getting woken up with a blowjob. Like, you're gonna feel that and you're gonna wake up.
At some point.
Yeah. At some point,
Yeah.
they're gonna wake up and they're gonna feel that.
Does that actually happen?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
Definitely not for you.
Yeah.
You're married.
Yeah.
So. Speaking of, no, never mind.
Is there something you want to tell with Miss Smurf?
No, I'm not getting married.
Yeah,
No.
for all our listeners, don't do it. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, nope, never again. And I've made that really clear. Hey, you got the same watch protector. You did get it.
Yeah.
It's nice, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's a little bulky, but
Not really.
it's an actual like metal.
I gotta add an extra link because I'm getting fat.
How?
I don't know.
Oh, well, all right.
Eating too much.
Yeah, but you're still working, and
It's winter. I'm gotta get the extra pounds on.
You're supposed to get the winter weight before winter.
I was gonna say that's why it's called bulking season. You start basically Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
You cut till Thanksgiving, then you bulk to about March, and then you cut down again. It's a big bulk, but
that's a big bulk. It's whatever. I'm bulking.
can you call it bulking if you're not working out?
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Well,
watch.
you have an
Self-esteem.
excuse. You have an excuse because you're actually working.
Yeah, but watch through the summer. Still bulking.
You're just going for the dad bod with the Speedo action.
I don't even care.
The
Your
problem
gut
is the
protrudes.
Speedo wasn't actually a Speedo. It was just regular briefs.
They're actually boxer briefs.
Don't Talk about going in the hole.
That's all right. When you get out of a pool or like the ocean, shovel, the shrinkage.
Yeah.
That's what Seinfeld talks about. The
we were talking about that.
It was cold outside. Okay.
Yeah.
We were talking about it was so cold that we were gonna one step away from a gender reaffirmation.
Little turtle head.
And not even that. The fucking testes go back up into the ovaries.
And yet you're going to go on some ice and
then they'll pop back out when you fall.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be sitting out in the open on the lake either. I
Butt
have
ass
the shanty,
naked.
and I have a propane heater. So once I get set up and I'm in there, it's probably going to be about 50 degrees in there.
God, part of me wants there to be not enough ice again, so he can keep dealing with this.
Oh, it just keeps all the time. It is supposed to get up to
it's like 50 this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
This is like your last chance
That's
to go.
why I'm going out there. That's why I asked to start.
And then the
podcast
following
with-
week back to freezing.
Yeah.
But remember last year, he's like, okay, we just need 2
I just
weeks.
need 2 days in below freezing.
2 days in a row below freezing, or like 2 days in the 20s. We can do it. I think it'll drop below
It was
30.
like 45. You're like, God damn it.
Like the entire winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple days coming up here. Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, all rainy days.
Yeah, Tuesday,
Must
Wednesday,
be
Thursday,
nice
all
to be
rain.
off.
Fucking Thursday.
And almost
looking forward to
50
Thursday.
degrees. Yeah, that'll be fun.
I'm not looking forward to Thursday.
Why?
What's Thursday?
I have a doctor's appointment to determine if I need another surgery or not.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
I thought we were past all this.
So I'm going to the doctor on. It was supposed to be Friday, but with all the snow, bless you, kind of rescheduled that. I'm going there to determine if I need reconstructive surgery on the ligaments in my knee.
Oh.
Okay.
There is a chance that I do. From what I gather, there's 3 options. I need the reconstructive surgery now, in which case I'll be off for another 3 months recovering. I need the reconstructive surgery, but I don't need it now. It's only to prevent
Future injury.
having arthritis in 40 years.
Oh, you're going to have that anyways.
Yeah. So I've
With our job?
yeah, that's why I was like, if the only reason why to get it was prevent arthritis 40 years, fuck it, don't need it. And then
Yeah, until 40 years down the road, he's like, God damn it.
Should have had that.
Yeah. And then third option is I don't need it at all, and it can heal on its own.
So what do they got to do for that? MRIs and shit?
Mhm. Yep.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my buddy. He cut so deep in his finger, he tore the ligament.
Yeah, that was
Did
fantastic.
he tear it or did he cut it?
Oh, he cut it.
Oh.
Cut it and it tore.
Yeah, but he could have surgery or wait a year and it will grow back. And he just waited a year.
Yeah.
I'll say if it's going to heal on its own,
Yeah.
in a reasonable amount of time, then I'm just going to wait.
I don't know that a year is a reasonable amount of time
Well,
for his leg.
I'm not saying a year. I'm just saying
Yeah.
Within 2-3 months of now, I can go back to full duty. Then I'm just going to wait.
That's a tough one.
Not even talk to my parents about it. If you don't need it now, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, because, they don't want you living with them anymore.
It's also true. There's already my brother that lives with them anyway, so.
And
I
your
thought he had his own place.
He does.
He does.
Well, in fairness, so does 31.
Okay, but
It's a little different story.
slightly different circumstances.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I probably could be on my own by now, but it'd be in terms of getting to the doctor's appointments would be a little bit of trouble. I can technically drive now.
It's your.
That's the
with
thing.
right.
That's what the doctor says. I can technically drive now, but since I'm not supposed to put pressure on it, I have to basically have crutches in the back of my car, then walk her to the back, grab the crutches, move to the front, put the crutches in the passenger seat, drive, take the crutches out, and then crutch to the back, put the crutches in the bag, and then grab the walker. So it can be done, but
A little complicated.
a little complicated. That's until
But why do that when you can get driven around everywhere?
Yeah, but that's until the 1st. As of the 1st, I'm officially allowed to put pressure on it.
Are your appointments all up north?
All the doctor's ones, yeah. But PT's just is kind of in the same town.
As your parents?
Yes,
No.
it's like the next town over, so it's not that big a deal.
Still kind of north though, to be staying here.
Yeah. And that's what I talked to the PT about. I was like, once I do come back to work and I come back down here, I'll have to get a PT
around here.
Because going up there after we get done at work at 4 and making the 45-minute drive up to Wadsworth. Yeah. Making a 4:45 appointment.
I fucking hate you guys. 3 fucking times today.
How was that one?
Well, in fairness,
I didn't say where we are. I didn't say where I live. I said it's up there.
In fairness, my 2 fuck-ups were before we even did the intro.
Yeah.
So
that is true.
I don't see how that one was a fuck-up.
They could draw a line 45 minutes south.
I never said it was south. It was up there.
Well, no.
Up there can be up there can be anything. My dad says he goes up to North Carolina.
Well, that's
proper.
Yeah. That's just the way he grew up.
That's shit my kids used to say.
Yeah. It's like, no, we go down
Texas.
both in altitude and in geography.
Well, yeah. I guess. Whatever. Stupid.
So yeah, technically I'm cleared to go back to work on the 1st.
Are you?
I probably won't.
No.
Because I probably will still need, at least in the first little bit, probably need some get used to walking again without assistance. Without
Fuck it.
Buick or
Just
a
jump
cane.
right into it.
I want to.
Yes,
but,
please jump.
yeah. I want to, but
Fucking hilarious.
But I think even if I was to go back early, it would be, I'd wait till that, like the following Monday.
Yeah.
Seeing how Thursday is the 1st, and that's our long weekend.
Okay.
No point going back for a day and 3 more days off.
Right.
I'd wait till Monday, but.
Yeah.
So realistic timeline, if I don't need this surgery, would be the Wednesday after President's Day, the 21st.
What is today?
Today is Sunday,
The
the 21st. So a month from today.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to wait to tell the supervisors based on how this appointment goes. No point telling me, I can come back to work the 21st when, oh, by the way, I also need...
I need another surgery.
Yeah. So we'll see how this appointment goes.
Yeah, that's always fun.
You're probably just going to get it so you can be off work.
Fuck no. I hate this.
Yeah,
This is awful.
it's really not that good.
Yeah, I couldn't even, 6 weeks, I couldn't wait to come back to work.
Yeah.
I just want to do something.
Yeah. I would be at... The week I can put pressure on it would be 12 weeks post-surgery. So...
All right. Well, that's super fun.
Yeah.
Wow, you could just seem so depressed right this second.
It's the fact that he can do light duty, but
I don't understand
Daddy won't let
why
him.
he's doing that if part of your condition to come back to work is to slowly work your way back up to
That's. I mean, think about it. That's the way it's going to be. Like, the doctor is not going to release me to full duty
without knowing you can handle the light duty stuff.
Without there's got to be some steps here.
And the other thing is you being a veteran, you would think they would take that into consideration with your doctor.
I don't know because
the Postal Service is so big about taking care of the
and
veterans.
that's what I was going to say. They talk a big game and say that they
we hire the most veterans.
And we support our veterans and blah 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 bullshit.
There was a
bullshit.
The gym I went to, there was a one of the personal trainers there. He actually was a carrier at our office before we all started.
Okay,
and he was in the Army and he got a
brain injury.
Yeah.
Traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, whatever they call it. Whatever the abbreviation is.
TBI,
yeah. He got one of those from the Army, then he started working, and then he started getting headaches, but he kind of powered through them, and then
which is what I've been doing.
Yeah, and then he fell, and then it re-agitated the TBI, and Daddy was just basically like, that's not a real injury.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he kind of did the same thing you did, but he ended up quitting. He was only a CCA at the time.
Right.
He was only a couple months in.
I have an injury, but you can't see it.
Yeah. It's not like I
even
need
with my
a cast.
broken ribs, you can't see it, but they're there.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you can't see it, there's no tangible.
Yeah.
He's got the brace on his leg. You can see that.
And it was funny because he did not want to see that. He didn't want to look down at all.
Well, that's the funny thing is, like, once again, like even my injury, there was nothing to really see, but of course I wasn't off, and I went right back to full duty.
Right,
that's
and
the difference.
you got cleared to full duty and everything. But like, if there's an injury that you can't see, he
doesn't believe it.
He doesn't believe it. He doesn't think it's real.
We could start using a bag of soap and show him some injuries that don't show up.
Well, you kind of get bruises.
Well, it's like I came into the office
from that.
Huh?
Kind of get bruises from that.
Not through the shirts and all that. It's not.
You can't see it.
Yeah, you can't see it. There you go.
Yeah, just watch the face.
Yeah.
Or get the face.
But then you can see the injuries.
Then that's a tangible injury that you can see.
For him. You know?
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him up, but...
That's right. You can't go to the postmaster and go over his head or something on this.
He tried. The postmaster turned him down, too.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure was based on Daddy's recommendation.
Yeah. Of course it was.
See, that's not how you're be objective. You look at the fucking details, not a non-medical professional saying, well, he's fine.
Yeah. And our HR department may as well be management.
Yeah.
Most HRs are. They say they're for the people, but they're not.
I ain't for it. I've had such a hard time with fucking HR. They're such a pain in the ass. They're elitist.
I'm not good.
I said it. They're fucking elitist.
Mm-hmm.
Probably all Democrats.
That's one for 31.
I don't know what that has anything to do with it.
How was that even?
There was something I wanted to bring up, and
Oh shit.
This shit's getting kind of ridiculous here.
Yes, it is.
And this isn't... I'm not trying to bring up politics, and this isn't one side or the other. But they did another fucking extension.
Oh, yeah.
Another fucking extension on the damn budget.
We're bringing this up. The thing is, it's not even like the Democrats or Republicans. It's the fringe MAGA Republicans who refuse. No, I'm sorry. But
I'm just it's not Democrat or Republicans, but it's the Republicans.
That's a small section that those MAGA Republicans who absolutely refuse to do anything that involves the Democrats. So because
we need to reach across the aisles here, people.
McCarthy,
Come on.
well, that's the problem. Is McCarthy said, "Hey, not McCarthy, Johnson, yeah,
is he the new guy?
Yeah."
Yeah, they don't like him anymore.
I know, he'll be ousted too. Like, this is fucking ridiculous.
They're already trying to oust him because he reached across the aisle to get this extension passed. Mm-hmm. But
that's how politics is done.
Democrats
that's how proper political system's done.
You need to come to us a little bit. We're not crossing over the line. We need to meet somewhere in the middle. And these fringe MAGA Republicans want to cut everything but give nothing back. And that's where we're stuck at, and why we keep extending this is because you have and it's only like, I think 12 or 13 that are holding up, but because the Republican Party, even though they're the majority of the House, do not have enough votes to supersede it. So they know that they can basically stonewall any progress because they're just enough to block a vote unless you cross the aisle, and then you're an enemy of the state, but in their minds for reaching across the aisle.
It's just, I mean, like I said, this isn't left or right to me. Like it just, our government needs to fucking learn.
This budget isn't like government. This budget isn't new money being spent. This is budgeting how we're going to take care of the money we already borrow.
Right. So you're just delaying and delaying and delaying, and
yeah, the world credit ratings are dropping. The United States credit rating. We used to have the best credit rating, and now with shutdowns and government shutdowns and all that, they're like, you guys aren't fucking worth it.
Well, and to be fair, I have read a bunch of other news. Basically, inflation and everything didn't just hit the United States.
No, it was a global thing.
It was global.
Worldwide.
So that helps in the grand scheme of things. us as the United States, we're not alone in this kind of a battle, but
we're actually recovering better than most other countries.
Well, yeah, that's which is good. I just, we got to do something here. You know me. I'm way more right leaning of a Republican type person, and I think the majority of the people are like, you have got to do something.
Yeah.
And for the people who don't pay attention to this and don't even know what we're talking about, like, I get it. Does it affect your everyday life? Maybe not. But inevitably, it's just how your government, how the people you elect are governing. And it's...
Well, they have, on average, there's like over a couple hundred bills and laws done every year.
On the floor, yeah.
They're in the double digits right now. They've only passed like 20-some bills and laws.
Only 20. We're 21 days in now.
No.
This session,
Yeah, since 2022.
Oh, we don't need any more laws.
No, but it's not. Well, it's not necessarily.
You meant 2020 stuff. You meant 2024.
No, since 2022.
Oh,
since this new
administration.
Yeah, the new administration in the House, when they after the midterms, they haven't passed shit. And we're talking about laws, we're not talking like speed limits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any type of spending is technically called a law, or
right.
Yeah.
So
they're not. Yeah, they're just. Come on, like I don't know. I'm pretty.
Well, that's like the Yemen thing. when we did the bombings, the right was like, oh, look at this administration doing this, and then it's like, well, if they didn't do anything, you'd be pissed off that they were bombing our ships.
Right. I mean, but past all that, like, I don't like being militarily wise. I don't like the way that America thinks that, being the world police.
Yeah. But we did
Yemen wasn't, that was
it was
because of what we were being...
It was the terrorist group that's in Yemen, and we gave them warnings, hey, stop trying to bomb our shit.
I understand that.
So we took out their missile silos, their drone plants that they made them.
Yeah, but my thing is how are people in Yemen, terrorist organizations, I'm not saying it's the people of Yemen, but how are they bombing our ships?
Drones.
Which means our ships are where?
Yeah.
In
the Red Sea.
Right, so to an extent, like, I get it. We have a presence everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And we do, but at the same time, we have so much bullshit in our own goddamn country. Mind your own goddamn business right now.
Yeah.
Get your own goddamn country.
Oh, like
running and working
2 wars right now.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I hate being the world police. Like, we are not the world police. We are.
Well, ever since World War II, people have looked at us as that.
But that's the thing.
Since the Cold War, yeah.
That's where if something needs to be done, needs to be done on a global-ish fashion, that's where the UN is. That's what the UN is for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the UN can only do so much.
Well, and that's part of the problem, though, is because we're part of the United Nations, we are tasked with being out there as part of a unified group, taking care of things.
Yes.
So I get what you're saying. We shouldn't be the front line on everything,
but we are.
And I agree with you there.
And that's kind of where I am with this. You go out to the Middle East. Like, there are countries in the Middle East that are in the UN. There are countries and all around the world that are part of the UN. Well, why aren't they taking care of their own areas?
Ironically, if we stopped spending so much money on our military, we wouldn't have such a large military. We wouldn't be expected to supply so much of our military in all this shit around the whole country.
I don't mind spending on the military. That's really, I don't have an issue with that. Obviously, I'm biased because I was in the military.
Well, okay. I've said this before,
but spend it for us.
Right? Yeah, that's my issue is how much we spend, and so little of it goes to the actual servicemen and women. It goes to weapons manufacturers, and
which again, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with that either. But spend it for us. And they say, well, we don't want a war coming to our shores. Well, no, we don't. But if we worked on our own defenses in our country, we became self-sustaining, which we can easily do as a country. We just don't.
No, we use other people's resource.
And sell our own.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense.
You know, and just mind your fucking business.
I
understand it's a way bigger problem than that at this point. You know, but I'll go back to it again. World War II, we minded our own fucking business until Japan opened up the floodgates.
Yeah. We kind of mind our own business. For the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
We still send supplies and
well, of course, but I mean, you're talking that was a huge.
We weren't bombing and stuff.
We weren't in war.
That was a semi-global war.
Yeah.
I mean, it covered all of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
all of East Asia,
and then East Asia because of Russia.
I was because of Japan, but yeah.
Well, okay.
But Russia was involved too.
Yeah,
China was involved.
Russia was,
and Italy. I guess
they lost the most people in the war.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did.
Well, that's just because of sheer numbers, though.
Well, because
and their tactics were just
60.
Everyone there.
67 million.
Podcast about it was 3 squads of primarily female pilots out of Russia called the Night Witches. And
that's because they ran out of males.
No, they were specifically recruited, and they actually tore shit up over there.
Well, they probably did because they had one mission, and it was to fuck shit up.
Yeah, they had 1 squad of fighters, and 1 squad of daytime bombers, and 1 squad of nighttime bombers.
Yeah, nice. Just go for it.
Yeah, and just
those
the
poor fighters having to constantly go out on every mission.
I didn't know there were female pilots.
They were like the only few until
Russia for the longest time was actually very progressive in that nature.
They didn't have much males back then either.
But they did. They just didn't care who you were. They were gonna.
Yeah, that's the thing. They were more progressive in that nature. That you want to fight, you can fight, especially during World War II.
Once they started running out of males, then
one gun to every 2 people.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my take on it. Like, I'm just sick and tired of, look, I understand there's going to be wars all over the place, and I'm not saying that we don't help our allies, but there is a governing body, the UN, that should be the one to decide these things, not the U.S. government. Like, we shouldn't be part of the UN and also have to
unilaterally make the choice. Like, if the UN
no. I think no. Like, we shouldn't be part of the UN, funding the UN, and also be the police when there's the UN is designed.
When the UN is designed for that. That is what they're supposed to be doing. We shouldn't be UN and the United States of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I get it.
We're doing both.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just
it's like
that's because the UN wants us to do it because we're so powerful.
But they can't put all that on us.
Yeah.
It's like funding police, but then also funding vigilantes to fight the same purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello?
Your phone is supposed to be on silent, sir.
Yeah, I realize that.
Hello?
That's all TikToks and podcast. We'll share the funny one.
I love the fact that I just typed it. You guys need to be smart.
And look, I'm not trying to get political about that.
Before my phone rudely interrupted.
Yeah.
Bastard.
The problem is, the little bit I do have heard of, about and understand about the UN, all the countries that are part of it are supposed to put in like 20%. So, but the
their 20% is different than our 20%.
Well, I mean, they use the same argument with the rich. You know, we pay 35%, and to expect the rich to pay 35%, well, they're going to put so much more money in. Well, yeah, that's how percentages work. You have more, you pay more, and that's how it's working with the UN. Is you know, we have more, we pay more, and that's where a lot of these problems come from.
Fine, we have more, we pay more, but then again. Strike me down, call me whatever you want. We're part of the UN. We're paying our fair share, whatever that percentage is. We're paying our fair share. And then we're also, in our government, going above and beyond then and funding Ukraine. Going above and beyond and funding Israel. You know, like, we pay our money to the UN.
No,
that should be what the police should be doing, basically.
Right. Yeah. The governing body of the UN should be then taking care of that, not the United States as the United States.
Well, that's like
I honestly feel that we should have no say in, you know, like nothing to do with Israel.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is between them and, you know, Palestine and Hamas, and it's none of our fucking business.
And we shouldn't give Iran that $6 billion.
Well, but
that we seized from them.
But again, that's another issue with the UN.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? Like, that all those decisions should be made by that governing body. And that's it.
I agree.
And then maybe we could pass a fucking budget.
Well,
maybe we could. I'm just saying, but
that will go towards putting for a budget,
because we're already funding the UN. The UN makes its decisions. Fine, this is the money you have to use. Yeah. These are the, you know, and countries give troops or you know, munitions or both and whatever. That's fine. You're part of the UN. And then the United States doesn't need to.
We need to stop going above and beyond. You know, like I said, I agree.
A lot of our problems and a lot of our wars are caused by going above and beyond.
That's why everyone hates us.
We're the Karens of the world.
Whether it's because, you know, politicians have their hands in the cookie jar somewhere else. Well, that's just too fucking bad.
Well, and the other problem, like you know, with this whole...
exactly. I just watched the season finale of that.
You know, with this budget is, you know, how do they keep talking about getting more money to take care of this stuff? Nikki Haley recently was talking about raising the fucking minimum retirement age again.
Yeah, up to 50 or 70.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's just... No. That is
because that means our generation's going to have to work for 50 years.
Well, and the problem,
and back then it was only 30.
Is they say that they're not going to cut. So, you know, this is how the loophole they use. They say we're not going to cut Social Security. Well, yeah, we're not.
But you are.
We're not going to cut out how much you get per pay, you know, a month.
But you can't even take it.
But we're going to short you on how long you can take it.
But we got to work another extra 5 to 3 years before we can get that.
Well, but it's even that. You got to think about this. Like, you know, when Social Security was enacted, what was it, 50 or 55?
55, I think.
Okay, so 55. That's a respectable age to expect to be able to retire, right? Yeah. You're not young at 55 years old.
Yeah, well, the argument is, well, we're living longer now, so we're mooching off of it. But that's not...
That's but our bodies still get worn out.
Right.
and
when you're in your 60s and 70s, you're...
That's kind of like where I am right now. You can't really
do the things that you can when you were younger.
I'm in my 40s and I can't do the shit.
Well, this is what I was going to say. I have an injury that I sustained back when I was fucking in my 20s, my early 20s at that. Mm-hmm. And I've been dealing with this and just putting it off and putting it off. Well, finally I got to a point where I literally just couldn't walk, right? And at my age right now, 30.
Plus 12.
No, but at my age, like, I'm going to be serious. Like, at my age right now, at 42, right?
Yeah.
You lie about your age so bad you don't even know your actual age.
No, I usually don't know my age, but it's... Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll be turning 42.
When were you born?
I think you'll be turning 42.
No, he just turned 42.
I think I just turned 42.
When were you born?
81.
Yeah, so you're 42.
So, you know, at my age at 42, I'm starting to think, like, I fucked my back up that bad. Mm-hmm. and I put it off and put it off and put it off. Well, if I've already gotten to a point where I couldn't walk, and I'm lucky that I have recovered from this, what is it going to take? When is it going to become where I can't even fucking walk?
Yeah. Say in another 20 years, it gets to the point where you can't. Yeah.
But will it even take 20 years at this point is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, 20 years will put me at 62, which still isn't our retirement age.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't keep putting, and I get it. I'm not the normal everyday case, but you take, your factory workers, you take these people who are putting in hard labor.
Right.
That wears on your body. That fucks you up. And to say that you've got to work now till you're 70?
Yeah.
Could you imagine us walking around in our 70s?
Well, there's actually quite a few guys that do it.
But I wouldn't want to do that.
Overall. Yeah, most people hit that 65, 67.
You can't do
you
it
hit
anymore.
the finish line and you don't go, oh, I think I'm going to do another one. No, you hit the finish line and that should be the end of it. And the fact that they keep moving the goddamn finish line on us is getting ridiculous when the absolute number one fix on all of our budget issues is fucking raising taxes on the people that need it raised.
Right. Well,
but because they're part of that 1%, they refuse to do it.
Well, and that's where the problem lies, is that, they are part of that system, the tax loopholes.
Right.
There's a reason why they can't pass a budget, but they can get a raise.
Yeah. That should be on a national. How
much sense does that make?
How much do they get?
That doesn't make any sense.
They don't care. They don't have to hit retirement age to live comfortably.
Well, no, they don't. What do they do? Like one thing in Congress? Is it one term in Congress, and you're basically set?
Yeah. Well, you get, I think, insurance for life, but I don't think you get a lifelong paycheck.
You don't get a pension?
No,
I think you have to serve one term.
But that's why they run for a few years, become lobbyists.
Yeah, but they also make like $500,000 a year.
Well, no, I don't know what they're paying.
No, it's like hundreds of thousands, though.
It's less than $200,000.
I think it's 174 because there was actually a congressman who was just complaining that he couldn't live off $174,000 a year.
Yeah.
When in his state, the median family income is $75,000. So 2 people working full time.
And again, you're talking about 70 whatever thousand before taxes.
Right.
You start taking your taxes out. Our step A, let's say, is what $42,000, $43,000. That's not for us. Like, that's not bad pay. But when you look at your pay stub and you look at what you have netted, it's like $30,000, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe for a whole year. If I can live on that, you can live on 175,000 or whatever the fuck it is.
A pension is available to members 62 years of age with 5 years of service, 50 years with 20 years of service, and 25 years at any age. Okay,
so technically you could be an old guy, get.
Well, they
2 terms.
Florida Man and I can run for Congress now. Put in our 20 years of Congress, which is dumb, and then once we hit 50, we can start getting a pension.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if you can be 62 years old with 5 years in, that's so. If you were
57,
right?
Yeah,
basically you're running for a term or two
terms, or like 2.5, like in your third term,
depending on, I guess, what you're doing. What is it, 4 years or 2 years?
2 years for Congress,
2 years for the House, 6, I think, for senators.
Okay,
right, so there you go.
You're a senator for 6 years.
So you do 1 term in the Senate.
Yeah.
As long as you're 62 before you are done.
Yeah.
You're retired.
Yeah.
Yep.
Full pension, everything. Like, where can you do that?
Yeah.
You can't do that anywhere. I even at the post office, you still have to put in a number of years before you reach the age. The only reason I know that is because I didn't start when I was young.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at how many years am I going to have to fucking do this before I can be eligible for my pension.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I mean, doing the math,
we have to,
I think right now, is it 65 still? Or did it go up to 67? I can't remember.
I want to say it's
60.
67, but
I
I
want to
don't,
say 67, but
I don't know.
So I still have another 24 more years of this.
Right, and well, you're saying 24 more years of this till
200 years ago.
you can draw Social Security
and retirement, yeah.
Your pension at work, which we are lucky to have, that is number of years in service and age or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I think it's like as long as you have 20 years by 62 or something like that.
So you would just make the cut.
Yeah.
How much did we have to put in?
30.
No, we'd be putting in 30.
No, but I think it's
37 till we hit 62.
I know, but I don't think it's like that. If you hit 30, I think it doesn't matter.
Eligible.
Yeah,
but we can't take it until we're 65.
Right. Which that's shitty.
But kind of like
which is something
it used to
10
be.
years.
You put 30. It was called 30 and out. You put your 30 years in.
Government was 20 and out.
Yeah,
and you could just.
That's what my cousin did.
That's what my mom did.
Yeah. And they don't do that. They don't offer that anymore.
And it should be. I mean, if you put 30 years into a place, let's say you started when you were 18, right? Yeah. You put 30 years into a place, I don't give a fuck how old you are. There is no reason why you can't draw your pension and live a life.
Yeah.
It would be nice for 30 and a half.
I did say 31 today, I think.
Yeah, you did.
30 and a half. We could get out at 55, something like that.
Yeah, if we put in our 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that would be
great.
Nice. That would be a nice.
But that's what I'm saying.
Age.
48. I get it. 48 is.
But there were people back before the 80s that did that.
But that's what I'm saying. You put 30 years into a company, any company. I don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. If you put 30 years into a company, there's no reason that you should have to do any more. Right. And as far as Social Security is concerned, if you put 30 years into Social Security, that's 30 years of working that you did. Yeah. You only have to have so many anyways to be eligible for Social Security.
Yeah.
So why not? And that bullshit excuse of people are living longer, that's fucking bullshit.
Our bodies still.
Well, it's funny is it's coming from people that take half a year off on vacation. Because Nikki Haley was the one I just heard recently say that, we're living longer, so there's not out of the realm to have people. Because their argument is, well, you're living longer, you're drawing off of it more.
Yeah, but you put in all that, and
the funny thing is, the balance of it, the boomers, there was a huge number of them. That's what I was told when I was a kid. All the boomers are gonna, we're gonna soak up. They're gonna drain Social Security, and you're not gonna have any, so don't bank on it. And now they're dying off, and we still have money in there. But we're retiring later, so we're even taking even less out than what the boomers were able to take out.
Well, and unpopular opinion, there are a multitude of people who, for one reason or the other, I'm trying to be nice, for one reason or the other, draw from Social Security from a very young childhood age and stay on that for their entire life.
Don't try to.
This is very difficult to put because
I know what you're saying. There are people who are lifers on the system and
who have never paid into Social Security, disabilities and stuff like that. That still comes from Social Security, and yet they've never done anything to better that system.
Yeah.
In and of itself. Not everybody.
Some
people need help, and not everybody can do that. And I understand. We need to take care of these kinds of people, but
that's what taxes are for.
Well, and that's what I've been saying for a long time.
Because Social Security is supposed to be our money.
That we paid into,
it's a trust.
But it's once again, it's a social program, so everybody who is
socialism.
Anyways, you know, it is there for the people
Sounds
that
like we need to get rid of it.
And yes, I understand there needs to be some reform in that. And I've been saying for a long time to fix some of our budget issues is we do need reform at the bottom when it comes to that stuff. But we also need reform at the top of people who are not putting into the system because of tax loopholes and shit.
Well, yeah, and I don't disagree with that. But speaking Social Security alone, you know.
Well, a lot of these people at the top, they argue and fight against paying Social Security because, like, well, I'm not going to need that because I'm rich.
Because they're rich.
Because they're rich and they get their pension.
What is right now? What is a Social Security? What is Social Security a month? I'm surprised that actually didn't already come up because it's not that much. But
there's factors. Are you talking like what's taken out?
No.
Like percentage?
No, how much are someone on Social Security retirement?
Well, it's not like a blanket amount. It's
15.
based on how much you put in over the years and when you retire. Like if you say you retire at 65 at the age of 67, you can retire, but you'll, for those 2 years or maybe even for life, so you'll be taking less out per month. But if you wait the full term, it might be a different amount depending on how much you put in. So I don't think there's a blanket number. There might be a base number, but there's also variables depending on what you've done and added in.
Nothing.
There's something, but it's not like there's no like you get this much amount every.
Is there a range?
It's obviously based on how much you put in and how long you've worked is how much you get out of it.
Yeah. So if you only put in 5, like you came to America in your 60s and you put 5 years into the system, you're only going to be able to claim 5 years worth of that Social Security.
Which, again, I don't have an issue with that because you didn't put into it. Right. But that goes back to what I'm saying with, you know, these people who are on disability, you know, Social Security disability. That's Social Security. And I have an issue with that money being drawn out of that specific account.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that people who are on disability that they don't need help and everything, but Social Security is for the people who put in to Social Security.
Yeah, that's supposed to be for us because all right, good. If they want to take money, just tax it for disability and stuff like that. Don't put your hand in the cookie jar
But it doesn't need to be that cookie jar is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Social Security Social Security is a retirement plan for people who put in for it.
Yeah, it's all it is a bank account at the Treasury
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it's not. I mean, it's basically, you know, another account that they can say, oh, well, you know, and we'll put IOUs in there like fucking Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yeah, that's all that. I mean, that's like putting your money in your bank.
Well, yeah, and I agree with that, but when I go
that money isn't yours. Well, it's yours.
It's a number, basically. That's all it is, because they invest it and they make money and whatever, and that's fine.
They use your money to make money.
Yeah.
Right. And look, that's fine. That's the way banks run. That's the way shit is. That is what it is. But the fact is if I go to the bank and I say, you know, I want $1,000 or all my money out of it, I have the right to do that.
Yeah, but you do have to give them a 48-hour
depending
notice.
on the amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not $1,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I can go and do that. Well, that's because that's the money that I put into it. Now, I can't go and go to the bank and be like, I want $100,000, and I don't care whose account you take it out of.
Right.
But give me, you know, what I think is, you know, what I want. That's what I want, and that's kind of what they're doing with Social Security a little bit, you know. Flink. All right, you're good.
I'm good.
All right.
I want you to know that that's probably one of the few times that side of the chair has been used, at all.
Oh, this is my spot.
Well, he's putting his butt print in.
Yeah, I think I've used that a total of like 5 times since I bought this couch.
Which is weird because, you know, I'm gonna sound like Sheldon, but it's like right there at the perfect angle.
That's the one.
Well, that's the perfect angle with the TV angled that way.
Right.
So angle it this way, it might be a little different. So
is that your chair?
This is usually my chair.
That's the one you sit
I
in,
got yelled at by Florida man because I used to sit where I did sit. I used to sit in that corner.
That's too close to the TV.
But with the TV pulled out and angled down, I'm literally cranking my neck just to go up like this. And
You're the kind of person that goes to the movie theater and sits in the front fucking row.
I actually prefer sitting in the back. I usually prefer sitting in the back because I don't like. It feels weird with people behind me. They're not.
Oh,
they're
that
not
way you can creep.
No, they're not watching
like
me,
the
but
Barbie
it feels like
movie.
I sat in the back.
But let's be honest. I mean, the way that movie theaters are nowadays, there's so much space. There's so much room.
Oh yeah.
That
I mean, now you can have these full chairs.
Yeah, they have lounge chairs
that go all the way out, and people can still walk.
And still walk through. Remember, it used to be you had to fucking stand up just to let someone through.
If you think about it, what they realize that switching over to that luxury, not only can they raise the price,
and they don't have to crowd it.
And
they don't have to crowd it. Then
less target practice. Saving lives.
Kind of.
Sure. If they're more comfortable, they're more likely to buy also refreshments, which they gouge you in refreshments because they're more relaxed. So
they also have to have more screenings and
Also,
I went to a movie theater in Orlando and they had like trays and everything that went over you. And it had like a full dining experience.
Cinemark has one thing called the Bistro where they
over in town
have tray tables and you can actually order the food from the app and they'll bring it to your chair.
Yeah.
Well, you can do that with the other one too. Yeah. But it's the other one is your classic movie theater,
right?
But the other one actually has like actual meals.
Yeah, I was looking at movie ticket prices the other day because, matinees now are $8.50.
I think it's like a matinee on a weekend or something like that, or like a matinee during the week is like $8.50 and like $7.50 for a senior citizen, or something like that.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't look at senior citizen prices.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. There's only one of us in this room that has an AARP card.
Hey, you get benefits before 55. That's all I'm saying. Discounts on hotel stays.
Yeah, so then like regular
price.
A regular ticket price was like $15 or something. I don't remember. It was like
it's like
$14.
I think it depends on
or something.
Depends on the popularity of the movie and how long
so
it's been in the theater.
that changes. And then they have these like crazy like chairs that have like speakers in them and shit now.
Okay.
And they like I don't remember what it's called.
Is that the one in your town? That's just off the
No.
That's over here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And the big theater over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have these like special like chairs that like put you in this like a
with the XD that they have.
It's not XD though. XD is like 14 something. There's a
like
step
the normal
above
one.
That now.
Oh.
Right? So the theaters are a little bit smaller and everything else. $22.50.
Holy shit.
I wonder if that works with the Cinemark card though.
$22.50 for one.
Let's find out.
Yeah, for one ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I went to the movie theaters, I bought like 3 tickets and like refreshment stuff. I must have spent like $75.
Well, see, that's I do is I have the Cinemark account, so I pay the price. I get the discounts on the concessions plus any general admission ticket.
I always forget to be like, hey, give me your code. QR code or whatever.
I have not been to the movies in like 5 years.
Yeah.
My dad and I went to saw the Iron Claw.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then we sat in like the handicap section.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's kind of weird because the way it's set up, you can have like a person in a wheelchair on this side, then a chair, then a chair, then a wheelchair.
Right.
But we're like, if anyone kicks us out, we'll go to our actual seats that we bought, which are I think we're all the way up at the top.
Why didn't you just buy the handicap seat?
Because I didn't know how. Because sometimes the steps are a little wider. I figured I might be able to hobble up. But then I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, no, let's just go on a handicap. And then if someone said anything, then
I mean, like now might be a different situation, but before.
I haven't tried stairs, so we'll see. But
yeah, well, I guess that's true too. But I mean, they have the elevators.
That's true. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, that was basically just.
But like, but what I'm saying is like something as simple as a fucking movie. Like, I can't afford to go to the fucking movies.
No.
Like that used to be what you do. You just you go to a fucking matinee and pay $3 fucking.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
You know, like that's affordable. People can do that now.
Or when you guys were ancient, how many fucking thousands of years ago when you were kids?
No, that's him, not me.
I think at least when my dad was a kid,
it was probably like day when Grog the painter died. We had no more movies.
You know, and there is no more Dollar Theater.
No.
Which the Dollar Theater was fucking sweet.
Yeah,
because
there used to be one by me before they
right here
tore down the mall.
It's a brewery now. Yeah, like in that in that area. Anyways. You know, you'd go to the movies literally for a fucking $1. And it wasn't like brand new movies.
No, it's stuff.
But it was movies that just came out of the theater.
Like they made their month run at the main theater, so now they're here. Or like they'll do like classic reruns or something.
They would do things like that too, but yeah, they would take like the popular movies that were literally just in the fucking theater, and then you could go for $1.
You know, the other thing is, you know, it's a dying thing, but I wish they would bring back drive-ins. Most drive-ins offer a double feature situation, and
there's still a couple. There's actually still a few around here.
Yeah, they're so far away. So you got to drive 45 minutes to an hour to get to one.
And
for a double feature,
for a movie that ends at 11:30, you're looking at 12:30 getting home.
I'm leaving the house at 6 and not getting back till after midnight just to watch a couple movies.
I mean,
you could watch like 4 movies at your house at the same.
Exactly.
Drive-ins, they are kind of cool. I've only ever been to a drive-in like.
I think I've been like twice.
Yeah, I think maybe twice or something like that.
My mom took me like twice.
They're an interesting thing. Like I said,
they are cool.
You know, I wonder if some of these ones around us.
Well, I guess she
will
is
do the Barbenheimer.
Oh, I'm sure if they haven't already, they would. Well, are they even open right now?
No,
probably not.
No, they're a summer thing.
Are they?
But
they're a summer thing because
it's a bit cold out.
Because I think a lot of them still have the classic like speaker that you can put in your car.
You just tune your stereo now.
Yeah, a lot of them now they just like go to this AM station or something like that. But
what if you don't have a stereo?
Then don't go to the fucking drive-in with that car.
Go with your truck. It's probably better. Back into a spot, lay in the bed.
Yeah,
a lot of people do that. Yeah,
done that.
Or have those conversion vans where they sit on top.
Yeah.
Have a cab on it so nobody can see in.
I said be in the front row and sit on top.
Yeah, sit on top. Yeah.
Well, I've seen people, they'll pull up and bring lawn chairs and just sit behind the car.
Yeah, but yeah, that's definitely, I mean, that's not a thing anymore, you know?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It kind of is. I mean, if you think about it, though, I mean, when those things were in their heyday, I suppose. And I'm not a climate activist, but think of all those vehicles that are just sitting there
idling,
running idle that, you know, all that time. And it's like, well, okay, well, you get out to go to the concession stand to buy something, you're like, you know, choking on the fucking.
Then on top of that, everyone was smoking a lot more back then.
Oh, hell yeah. And everybody's smoking too. Yeah.
Yeah. You got one asshole in the front row, with, you know, that's burning way too much oil. Just
But not
in front, motherfucker.
But you know, basically,
it's the equivalent of someone talking too loud.
And you would pay by the car. You wouldn't pay by the person, you know. But that's what I'm saying. Like things
Don't you pay by the person now?
You
buy the ticket. Or are we talking about still at a drive-in?
It still does by the car.
By the car,
you know, but I've seen some people pull up in a Ford Escort and it looks like it's, you know, they're smuggling migrants across the.
Yeah. Fucking 12 goddamn people chop out of this.
Simmer down. on this topic.
But
18 people in the back of a Ford Escort hatchback.
But I mean, what really, is, I mean, we're basically the middle class, you know, lower middle class for us, I think, which is crazy to think.
I said middle class is about 3 blocks up.
What is there for us to? What is there for us to do that
recreationally?
Yeah, that we can afford.
Very little.
What is there to do?
I mean, even like going like,
well, we did go biking.
I know
we used to,
but okay, but let's even take that. Look at the price of our bikes.
Your bikes was $1,200. Mine was cheap.
15.
Mine was cheap at $800.
Well, exactly. And that's why you know the middle class has been dwindling for the last 20 years.
You know, they say the middle class is from a certain range, and like the price of living has doubled.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The middle class is shrinking because you basically we're getting to a society where you have the haves and the have-nots. And
right, because the everyday just want to be content with life. Like, I don't need to be rich.
No,
I don't care.
Enough to be comfortable.
I want to be able to work a 40-hour week. I want to have my days off
and have a living.
I want to go on vacations with my family.
He's on a rant right now.
No, but he's not.
A lot of there's a strong majority of people that just want that life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is a bipartisan thing.
If I could do it, I would.
All they want is they want to put the 40 hours in, work to 65, get to retire.
I'll pay my bills. I'll do what I'm supposed to do.
Live comfortably. Nothing too. Most people don't want something too extravagant.
Right, but if my car breaks down, I should be able to say, well, okay, $500 to fix it. Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, speaking of which, my muff.
Hold on. But
$500 to fix your car or whatever, yeah, that sucks, and it's an expense that you aren't expecting. But it shouldn't put me in the hole.
Yeah, you should. You should be able to have enough where emergencies such as that don't break you.
Right.
People, they've done research, and a large majority of the population can't afford a $400 emergency.
Well, I'm lucky. Obviously, I haven't gotten a paycheck since October. Mm-hmm. I am lucky that I, throughout my lifetime, have thought about retirement.
Right.
Not a lot of people start thinking about that when they're so young. There's a reason I'm still living and I still have my house and I still have my car. And it's because I did that. Mm-hmm. Because I have saved my money. We're a CCA and we're banking fucking
$3,000 check.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm still living like
you're making $1,000.
Yeah. So I was able to save. Now that's me personally. A lot of people can't do that in the first place. So they, most normal people, if they're out of work, I've been out of work since September 9th. That was the last day I worked. September 9th. Most people would not.
Would not have made it that long.
No. And granted, I had vacation time that I used and sick time and everything else because, again,
you were still getting paid for at least 4-6 weeks or so.
Yeah,
maybe 8 at the most.
Yeah, 6, I think.
Yeah, you're still getting paid for 6 weeks after you're out of work. So basically, you haven't been getting paid since mid-October. Yeah. But most people wouldn't be able to sustain that. Yeah. Now, granted, I'm. They can probably handle.
I'm living very lean.
Yeah.
Paying my bills and living with essentials basically now. I mean, I guess I do still have Game Pass.
Yeah.
I guess you start selling that stuff.
Well, if it gets to a point,
you don't sell Game Pass.
If it gets to a point, then I won't have Netflix. I won't have things like that. I just won't. If it gets to that point. If it got to that point, I would do without Wi-Fi before I didn't pay my gas bill.
Yeah, but some people are like, no, you need it.
And there was this whole thing in Congress, making Netflix a utility, or not Netflix, making internet access a utility.
Yeah. Which it should have been done a long time ago.
It is one of those things. You can live without internet, but it's one of those things that it's so ingrained in our lives now.
Definitely in today's society.
Yeah.
Right. Like
20 years ago, not really.
How long time ago? I mean, like 10, 15 years ago is when we should have been doing this. I'm not saying like 1980 when it was just coming out.
Right.
Yeah.
The internet's been around since the 50s.
A form.
What he's saying, once internet became ingrained in our regular day life, and we've been...
I felt that as soon as they started requiring students to bring home computers and laptops and stuff like that, and you doing online homework, that's when it should have been a utility so that people who are low income can still get that utility.
So the people who are low income get it.
They do get it for free.
They do, or very discounted, or it depends on
how much you make.
And that's cool because you do need internet. I'm sorry,
it's a
even if you don't have like the streaming services, you still need to go online, especially if you have kids that are forced to bring Chromebooks or tablets home.
It's as ingrained in our society as electricity.
It is, and that's why I think it should be a utility. Now, am I saying that my 100 meg AT&T service that I have, or 1,000 meg AT&T service that I have, is that a necessity?
No. But
at the same time,
but I'm saying you can get like 25 meg or whatever. You can
just a consistent access,
something to give you access to the internet. Yeah, nice.
Well, the other thing is,
how hot?
If it becomes a utility, and this is where it becomes, people are like, social. It will be Just shut the fuck up. Even having electricity as a utility is a form of socialism. It is something that benefits all of society. So, same thing with internet. Hold on, let me finish my thought. So, having it as utility, the government has a better control of regulating the price on it versus
that's true.
These companies being able to gouge us like Spectrum has done in the past, where they offer you a deal and then
they up it later.
Yeah.
So
I have to cancel.
It would stop that type of predatory billing as well.
Well, and it would also stop. There are like you're saying, there are different rules and now regulations that go into it. Like if I don't pay my gas bill because I can't afford it, they can't just shut my gas off. As long as I make them aware, like it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like it's
especially since you have kids in the house,
right? It's a necessity now.
Yeah.
Now, am I going to go into debt or something? Yeah, that's possible, but that's between, me and the gas company at that point. But they can't just
shut it
off.
Right.
In the dead of winter.
Right.
Especially in the dead of winter.
In the summer, they probably would.
Well, again, there are different rules and regulations.
There are hardship
It depends
situations.
if you have gas stoves
and which.
Well, if you look at the like the online bills and stuff like that, there's actually programs for people who are injured or whatever, can't pay the bill. People can donate extra money from their bill into this pool that you basically will help.
I was about to say, how many? That's a good idea.
It's a good.
But how many people actually?
I bet there's more than you think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm not using any of those programs. Me, being at home, I could easily qualify for them. Mm-hmm. But to me, right now,
you know that it's there is something that at least gives you a shred of hope that if it
gets to that point, hopefully,
right,
I can use the help, and I hope it doesn't get to that point. But to me, like I could qualify for it now. I could say, "Oh, well, fuck this," and
I've been out of work since September.
Yeah, and you can do whatever the fuck you want with my gas bill, but you can't shut my gas off. But I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah.
There are people like that, obviously, but...
Hell, they're out of work for a week and they're already starting to do these things.
Yeah, I mean, if I can pay my bills, I'm going to pay my bills, but the problem I have with that is then when it comes time when if I can't pay my bills, well, now I'm fucked. You know what I mean? Like, if I can't pay my house bill, granted, if I miss a month, on my mortgage, I'm not going to get kicked out right then and there. But you best believe that the bank is going to start that process.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, no, fuck this. We're not dealing with this.
Especially if you don't let them know your situation. I mean, they're more lenient towards a late payment if they know, hey, I'm injured, I can't go to work.
If they have like a deferral program or something like that, which, and they may not. I don't know. But, I don't know. It's just, it's shitty.
Yeah.
It's shitty. All that for going to the movies. Because we can't do that. That was my point.
Yeah.
I can't even go to the movies, and enjoy a movie anymore. That was my whole point,
That's like if they raise our pay, then they're probably going to raise our insurance.
Typically, things like that do go hand in hand.
Which is stupid.
Because inevitably you don't get a raise.
Yeah.
And
you got a 50-cent raise, but your insurance went up $1 an hour.
Yeah, or a percent or whatever. I don't fucking know. It's all a racket. It's all a racket. But yeah, that's usually what happens. So contract negotiations, that's going good.
Yeah.
Still don't have a contract.
Still don't know what's going on.
I'm not sure what's going to happen first. Congress passes a budget or we get our contract.
That's a good question.
It's probably going to be Congress.
At this point, yeah.
Which is really sad.
We're going on to a year without it.
May of last year was the officially like when our last contract was fired or whatever.
I think it was the second week of May.
Which we are still under that contract, which is great, but that doesn't help with any type of monetary advantage, a raise or anything like that. We're literally status quo, We don't get, COLA raises or, which COLA is cost of living for those of you who don't know. And, we get our step raises, sure.
Yeah.
You'll get your step raise, but that's just a normal time and service raise, and that's all you're getting. That's it.
Which could change with the new contract, too.
Of course it could. Hopefully. I don't know.
So, that's the thing is, you
supervisors got theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah, and the big guy at the top definitely got his raise.
No, but they want to put out stories because we're in contract negotiations. They want to put out stories to the American public that say, well, the post office is...
Well, we just got a notification that we just put out, 140 billion packages this peak season?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the information that they're sharing with...
No, that was from our General and Shithead.
Yeah, they're not sharing that kind of stuff with the media. They're sharing that, we lost all this money and we lost, because they want whoever's going to be negotiating that contract to be like, this is what I see. The post office is in dire straits.
But if you're a negotiated contract, you better be coming straight with the fucking actual information. Don't go off of what you're seeing on fucking TV.
Well, obviously that's true too. But
the problem is it creates a public opinion that we're asking for too much money.
Exactly. We as public servants
we're going to have to pay more on our stamps. Sorry, guys. But really, your stamps make up a small percentage of what we actually make. It comes from the business delivering packages and
buy forever stamps, and you're fine anyways. Don't worry about it. Just whatever you're paying for it, buy a forever stamp, and you can use it no matter the cost of a stamp.
Yeah, if you bought a lot of them 30 years ago, they're still good.
They are. And, hey, good on you. You spent a shitload of money on stamps for the rest of your life. I guess. I don't know.
When they were 15 cents at a time.
Yeah, or whatever.
Exactly.
I remember when it was 1 cent.
They have they do still have 1 cent stamps.
Well, I know, but never mind.
No, I know. But there have been things signed into law. The post office isn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
it is ingrained in our government, and so the post office by law will not be going anywhere.
Right.
They thought it was when emails came out.
Obviously that was that scare,
and it did actually affect
I'm sure it
avenues.
Affected the business and things, and you had to go different directions and figure stuff out.
Started going more parcels.
But my point is the post office isn't going anywhere, but you need employees. You need people like us carriers and clerks, and mail handlers and all those people to do the work.
The ones you don't need are the supervisors. They don't do shit.
They're glorified babysitters.
But inevitably, if you didn't have any of the subordinates, these supervisors couldn't do what we have to do.
And that's the same thing in every industry. quit looking at it going, well, these greedy freaking employees, and look at the, how much the supervisors and the CEOs are making over those people who are actually the ones making the money.
Which, I get it. There's a hierarchy and supervisors do get paid, more than their subordinates, which is fine. But you have to look at it like, if you didn't have your subordinates, could you get the job done? And the answer is no.
Yeah.
Unequivocally, no. It would not get done.
CEOs are not doing $1.4 billion worth of work in in 1 year.
There is that side of me that says, if somebody, let's just take fucking Jeff Bezos, for example. Okay. He started Amazon, right? It's his company. I don't know if it's his company anymore, but regardless, I think it is. It's his company. He started it from the bottom, worked his way up. I'm not saying that he shouldn't reap the benefits of his business. It is his. But at the same time, he's so far removed from what from first line, a bookstore of Amazon.
Yeah.
He's so far removed from that those people have to remember that.
Well, and that's the thing is, I don't have a problem with Jeff Bezos being rich. Or Elon Musk being rich. I don't have a problem with rich people being rich.
Didn't Elon, though? His wasn't his. But anyways.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no problems with these people being rich, but when you're getting rich at the expense of your people who are making you rich.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's where the problem is lying.
Yeah, and they just, these corporations and people, let's take Walmart. I mean, I don't know.
They're actually closing a lot of stores now.
Well,
yeah, but there are reasons behind that and whatever else. But they couldn't hire enough people because they didn't want to pay a good wage to be on checkout. So instead, they put millions and probably billions of dollars into self checkout, into making that a thing.
And now they're dealing with an extreme high rate of theft.
Well, but for every how much does each checkout counter alone cost?
Probably
12,000.
I guarantee you, I bet it's more than that, because think about it. There are cameras, at least at Walmart, there are cameras on every register.
Yeah.
And they watch you swipe.
Yeah, but they look at the cost analysis, and I'm not justifying it, but one $12,000 self-scan is one purchase, maybe a little bit of repair over there, versus somebody making $20,000 that, and they could put two registers in the same spot. So really they're getting...
Yeah,
so I, as a cost-based analysis, I understand where there's, but...
But then they want to complain about the amount of
theft.
Loss.
Yeah.
The theft that they're getting.
Probably equals out.
I was reading a story. I did see a lot of stores are going away from the self-checkout model as best they can. I mean, this isn't an overnight thing.
Reasons.
Yeah.
No, and it's one thing to have, one or two self-checkouts for people that just don't want to wait.
They got a couple items, and, whatever.
They're only supposed to stop in for 2 minutes, grab something, and keep going.
Right. Yeah. And that's where the 12 items or less aisles came from. And then they became 20 items, and now they don't even exist anymore.
There's some.
They're there. Grocery store near me, there's two, what they call Express.
They're there, but they don't usually have...
They're not usually open.
Yeah, employees to fill them.
Right.
So the people that have 10, 11 items, they just go with the self-check anyway. The same people that have
a grocery store.
a full grocery basket full, a full cart full, and they're still doing self-checkout.
Yeah.
Look, I worked for a grocery store for 14 years, and I can tell you one thing. Never once saw every single aisle or register open, even like right before Thanksgiving when everybody's buying. Still never had that many people because they don't want to hire more clerks. To do it.
And that's where it's a shame. I mean, Amazon's got stores now where there's literally the people stock it, but if you take an item, it's got like an RFID in it.
Yeah.
And it just charges it straight to your Amazon account. You can go shopping without...
Yeah,
go in and somehow scans everything. It knows, and there you go. There's your bill.
Huh.
It's pretty cool, but it's also kind of shitty.
Oh shit!
What?
So, the average 4 kiosk setup runs about $125,000.
Okay, so if you do that, what is that? 6 employees, maybe part-time employees, or 5, maybe full-time. We'll say 4 full-time employees. Mm-hmm. Well, I wonder what their cost after they buy those. That setup of 4. Wonder what their cost of maintenance and
electricity and
well, sure, you can put it all.
It's probably for itself because once again you're not paying for insurance, Social Security,
and it's an upfront cost compared to
a
residual cost. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You're probably looking at like 160 to maybe at most 200,000 for purchase and install and maintenance. And
well, that's why I was, and who's doing the maintenance?
They probably have an outside company come in and do the maintenance.
Do they?
Yeah. Usually those kind of things they have outside.
They may have one guy in a region that can work on them, but that's in a region though.
You know what, man? Be on the ground floor of the self checkout.
Oh, boom!
To be the person who comes up with these.
Yeah, with the idea of just to save time and
which it doesn't save time.
No, because most people don't know how to fucking pack a bag.
And then the problem even now is if you go to these aisles where you do have someone checking you out, they're not bagging your shit anymore either.
No, they throw it to the end, and if they have sometimes they have one person per station.
But at grocery stores, remember they used to have the thing that would spin around, so they had the bags and they would scan it, and they don't even do that anymore. You bag shit yourself.
No, Walmart does that. Still does that.
Yeah, well,
most places.
Some of them.
If they know it's just going to be just them, then they'll work on bagging it.
Well, Giant Eagle, they
probably still do, but again, that's. I don't mind Giant Eagle, but let's face it, Giant Eagle's expensive to shop at.
Fuck yeah.
If for us, and do I run to Giant Eagle every once in a while? Yeah, because it's right around the corner from my house. Rather than
down the road,
than driving to Walmart or a Super Target.
If I need like 1 or 2 quick things, like the day the diplomat came over and cooked that soup, he forgot something. I'm like, all right, you keep cooking. Let me run to Giant Eagle real quick, pick something up.
Right.
So something like that, that's fine. But getting a full
but for
2
the most
weeks
part,
of groceries
you're going to pay at least a third more.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the things that companies are doing now to even further offset their gains is they've been shrinking packages.
Yeah.
Charging the same price. Like it might be
shrinkflation?
Like a box of cereal.
Yeah, it used to be 24 ounce. Now it's 20 ounces for the same price.
Okay.
But the box is the same size, so you don't realize
it's the bag on the inside.
Like Oreos probably has like a thicker shelf or whatever that is.
Sure.
That plastic thing, so they can't fit as much in there.
You like your Oreos, don't you?
Fuck yeah.
But that's been something that people haven't realized.
That's the point.
We're paying the same price for less product now.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's probably that. Definitely is one of those things you don't really realize.
No, most people don't.
Because the price hasn't gone up, people don't realize they're actually getting less because they think, oh yeah, it's the same box of cornflakes they've been buying for 6 months.
Yeah.
Or if they have like say 3 different sizes, like a bag of chips, like what the medium size used to cost is now the cost of the small. So they're so used to getting like the medium bag, they don't notice it.
Yeah.
There's
how often was it 20 years that you can get a bag of chips for $1?
It's another tactic of funneling money to the top and taking from the people at the bottom.
Just put one more air in the chips now.
We need to stop calling it trickle down and siphon up.
Fucking Ronald Reagan.
Exactly.
Bidenomics.
Something different.
I don't know. Obviously I'm at home and I'm bored. So I want something to do, but you can't afford to do anything.
Yeah.
Like I told my PT, like there's only I watched all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like everything. Like the movies, the TV shows, I rewatched them all, and I'm like, there's only after like 2 months of that, like straight, I got bored.
What order did you do this in?
Chronological.
Oh, well, chronological on release or chronological on the story?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And it's got to the point where I even there's one of the TV series takes place in between two of the movies. Mm-hmm. So I went all the way up to the ones to like 4 episodes left of that season, which was the end of the show. 4 episodes left, then started the movie and then watched that because it made more sense.
Because that's fucking nerd.
Yeah,
that's what
that is some nerd shit.
Yeah. Like with Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, I watched first 2 of Mandalorian, then Book of Boba Fett, then season 3, because that's how it goes in timeline order.
Oh,
that's too much work.
I'm fine doing it.
He's got all the time he needs.
I mean, that's like watching the Flash, Arrow.
Yeah, Flash, Arrow, then DC Legends of Tomorrow, and then Black Lightning, and then Batwoman.
If you're watching
Superwoman, the fact that he can rattle this shit off the top of his head for the DC fucking franchise, which is shit.
Yeah,
because there would be one episode, and then you'd have to move to a different show.
Worst part, because I used to watch them all in order, on Netflix or whatever when they were on Netflix. Yeah. Then you get to the crossover episodes, you're like, what the fuck just happened? Why are we in the middle of this?
Jump over and watch back and figure out where that goes.
It's almost like you have to legit watch them in order.
But the thing is, if you were to be watching it either every episode, season 1, episode 1, and then
the next one, season 1, episode 1.
It's because if you're watching on CW, that's how it'd be playing out. Is these are when they're airing, and you would.
And then
watch
you get to a crossover episode, and then you're watching the Flash. And you haven't watched Green Arrow, and all of a sudden Green Arrow comes over. Like, what the fuck? If you didn't know anything about the Green Arrow, who the fuck is this guy? Why
Sorry,
is this
I watched all those.
I
understand that.
I actually watched Arrow.
Arrow
was a good show.
Yeah,
but I didn't watch it because of
DC.
I watched it because
it looked like a good.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah,
I'm not.
And then you have the
you.
crossovers.
I watched it for both.
So my thing is if Game of Thrones ended up this way because of they're going to have more spinoffs supposedly and things like that, it's going to kind of end up in this not that big of a realm, but in that same kind of realm where watching things in order.
It almost got to the point should I watch House of Dragon first and then go into Game of Thrones? But
the only reason I say no with that is, one, they haven't set up a legacy environment like that,
right?
And 2, watching Game of Thrones makes House of Dragons
makes sense.
Understandable.
Yeah.
If you just went into watching House of Dragons, which I understand is a prequel, it's not going to make sense without having seen Game of Thrones,
right?
And it's actually probably not going to be
in the
very
first
enjoyable.
Episode, it makes sense.
Well, there's definitely things that you're like, oh.
A bunch of drops and Easter eggs and references,
things that you have
learned
learned from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't think that just House of Dragons would be enjoyable having not seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah. You kind of have to know the world and know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's not like going back to Star Wars. Not like Star Wars, you can watch either trilogy and that's its own story within itself. You don't need the other ones. Yeah, the other one, if you're watching the original, you don't need the prequel trilogy, but the prequel trilogy sets it up great, and you understand where the Empire came from,
how they got to where they are now. But see, Game of Thrones isn't like that, not yet. Right. Now, I understand you watch Game of Thrones and then watch House of Dragons. Once you're in that universe and understand it, then you could be a nerd and watch everything in chronological
That's what
order.
The prequel trilogy did with the original trilogy. It set up. So right now they're probably setting that up because it takes,
I would imagine,
200-300 years before Game of Thrones.
It's and they're supposed to come out with Snow, which is Jon Snow's coming to be, I guess.
Okay.
So that should, be his life before, which you already know some of his life.
Yeah.
Not all of it, not yet.
Basically, up until Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's what I'd imagine it would be.
Just a bastard.
Well, yeah, kind of that whole setup.
Okay.
But you really don't know who he is yet.
Yeah,
I've heard rumors.
Yeah, well, that sucks that you heard it because when it drops, you're like, holy fuck!
Or it's one of those, like, what I like to do, any movie I watch is like go through and like they have like their own like Wikipedia pages and go through that. Then I just happen to read somewhere.
Spoiler alert yourself, man.
I do that a lot. Like we were like my dad and I were watching
ruins it.
We're watching Killers of the Flower Moon the other night.
I watched that.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's on Apple TV.
It is on Apple TV.
It's the new Martin Scorsese. Yeah, it's his newest one. Well,
a lot of people are in it.
Yeah. My dad and I were watching it, and again, as my brain does, I started going through it, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's based on a true event." And then go through, and it's like, "Oh well, fuck! I already know what happens now."
Exactly.
I don't know the specifics like they're going to show in the movie, but I know how it ends and who did what.
So here's what I have to say about that movie. That movie could have been
so much less.
2 hours long.
Yes.
Max.
Yeah.
It's 3 hours and 34 minutes or something.
I think it's his
stupid.
longest one.
And so I'm watching it because I have nothing but time.
Mm-hmm.
So I did watch it, and I'm like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, I see where you're going with the story. I can follow along, but it was so fucking long and drawn out, and it's like
almost like once they were done committing the crimes, and once the investigation got involved,
this could have been so much easier.
That could have been like that's. But you see, second half could have been cut in half
easily. Yeah. Even the time in between the crimes and things that were happening, like. Come on, we know what's going to happen. Like, let's just fucking get to it. But I mean, I suppose I can't wait for Oppenheimer. It's coming out on Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock, and then you can rent it now on Amazon.
You can, but I ain't renting shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what my dad said.
When does it come out on Peacock?
February,
like second week of February.
Yeah, something like that. So I can wait.
I will say this,
and I knew it would come out on something.
Yeah, I will say this though. It's not like Killers of the Flower Moon where it's once you know what's going to happen, it's kind of like, okay, hurry this up. Like there's parts of it where it doesn't make sense unless you watch the full thing. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, so you kind of have to watch the full thing to fully understand what.
Speaking of Christopher Nolan,
what his motives were and what's Robert Downey Jr.'s character, what his motives
too far into this. Christopher Nolan, did he direct The Batman?
Mm-hmm.
The Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and
The Batman.
The Batman? No, that was Matt Reeves.
Okay. So I watched The Batman also.
That Batman is great.
I hadn't seen it before. It got like a lot of shitty like reviews and stuff. And I actually kind of liked it.
Because people don't like that version of Batman.
I like that version of Batman.
Yeah. Well, the whole point of that Batman was is Batman for 2 years. He's still new in the whole system, so he's not. Yeah,
he's not. Yeah, he's not Batman.
Yeah,
but
he's still learning it, and he relies on like the. Well, I guess he doesn't rely too much on the tech, but
not too much. But I thought it was. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
yeah. It's definitely not one of my favorite ones, but it wasn't bad.
Well, because it's not like flashy, you know.
Yeah.
I don't watch those.
You don't watch any Batman?
No.
Oh.
It's one of those where it's a good story if it wasn't connected to anything. Like if it was Batman wasn't associated with it, it would still be a good movie.
Yeah. I actually kind of enjoyed it, and when I was watching it, when I started, I was like, I hadn't watched it. I didn't watch it. And I'm like, let's just fucking watch it. And now I'm kind of like mad that I didn't because I listened to all these other reviews.
Which now they have a spinoff of that with the Penguin that's coming to Max. So the Penguin's getting his own.
And maybe I'll watch it. I don't know. Batman was our version of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Marvel, Marvel's universe. Batman was there. That Batman movie with Michael Keaton that first came out, that was our superhero movie.
Yeah.
You know,
I was Wally Adam West.
Oh, jeez. Adam West. Those are
Caesar Romero.
Those are tough to watch. Those are fucking tough to watch.
Yeah, it's full of 60s cheese.
Yeah. But, so I do enjoy just Batman.
Now, speaking
franchise.
of like the Batman franchise, when you think of Harley Quinn, who do you think of right now?
I think I know where you're going with this. I think I do.
Well, Harley Quinn. Still, now it's Suicide Squad. It's
in live
Margot
action.
Robbie.
She's only been played by
Margot
Margot
Robbie.
Robbie, but they've made multiple animated movies and series with Harley Quinn.
Yeah, but I didn't get it. I didn't do all that.
I heard, I haven't confirmed this one yet, but I recently heard that Margot Robbie is not going to be playing as Harley Quinn in the Joker 2 that with Joaquin Phoenix.
That's a different universe.
It is.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like when you think of you think of modern.
It's Lady Gaga that's playing it. Gaga. Lady Gaga is playing Harley Quinn.
As long as Margot Robbie isn't playing another role, then okay, if you told me she wasn't going to play Harley Quinn, she was going to play
Catwoman. Yeah.
Yeah, something, it'd be like,
it's like, I don't know. The only time I've ever seen Lady Gaga in any film was in the American Horror Stories when she played the
that is one of my favorite.
The vampire.
At the hotel.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite fucking American Horror Story seasons.
I never.
And it got bad fucking ratings.
I never had the attention span to finish. I got like halfway through.
That's what I'm saying. Is that's where I'm having this problem, like seeing her as Harley Quinn, because Harley Quinn is
in your mind it's
bubbly and goofy and jokey. And what I see as a live action is Margot Robbie played a great Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
well, it's like
I see Lady Gaga as more as that dark gothy.
Yeah,
well, it's like I think I know your answer to this, but when you think of Batman, who do you think of?
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a tough one, and I know you're probably expecting me to say like Michael Keaton, but I would say Christian Bale.
Yeah,
Val Kilmer.
Or George Clooney with the nipple suit.
A lot of people think of Kevin Conroy, who did the animated voice for the original series back in like 92, and who voiced it like 40 separate times. And when people think of the Joker, they don't think of Heath Ledger in Dark Knight. They think of Mark Hamill.
But see, if you tell me the Joker, though, I do still think of Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because he was the original, not the original, but
he's
in
one
that movies,
right?
Yeah,
he is
our generation's
the Joker.
Yeah, which is why it's like, well, Michael Keaton will probably be your Batman,
right?
Just like if Christian Bale will be our Batman.
And so I guess that's the debate. I love Michael Keaton did a great Batman. I don't give a fuck who you are. He's working with what he had with at the time, anyways. Yeah. I think he did great. Of the Batmans, though, I think Christian Bale did. Just a fucking.
I think he did a better Bruce Wayne.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he did a good Batman, a great Batman, but he did a better Bruce Wayne.
And maybe that's
compared to Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne wasn't.
Christian Bale played into the aloofness that is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I don't know, and maybe it's because of his time doing like American Psycho. He's that pretty boy, rich. Michael Keaton doesn't give that vibe off.
You like Ice Nine Kills? Sorry.
I personally, I think it's Christian Bale. Mm-hmm. That's just
I agree. I think
definitely not Ben Affleck. No. That was just weird.
Yeah, it's almost like he was too buff.
I don't know. But Ben Affleck also did Daredevil.
Yeah, which wasn't great.
I'm not saying it was or wasn't, but you can't be multiple different.
Yeah, you can.
It doesn't work.
Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern, Hannibal King.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool.
But okay, well,
but it's Ryan Reynolds.
But Ryan Reynolds did, But Ryan Reynolds, let's be honest, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
Yeah.
Green Lantern.
I know,
that was terrible.
There are certain actors that when you look at them, if they've played a superhero, you associate with that superhero.
Right.
Well, here's one. What do you associate with Chris Evans?
I think,
Captain America.
Right.
But he also played Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and I don't like that. Like,
no, I actually feel the same way. Like, don't jump. Like, especially in the same world.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to go from DC to Marvel and play different characters, that's one thing. But if you're like playing multiple Marvel characters,
yeah, that's tough to deal with, especially when the storylines aren't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't match up. You know, that'd be like, you know, Doctor Strange being Magneto. You know, I understand it's a different universe, but it would still kind of be like
it's like it takes you out of the story, because when you see Doctor Strange being played, whoever played Magneto, Michael Fassbender, you just think it's Michael Fassbender.
Yeah,
you just think of it's Magneto the whole time.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Yeah,
you know, it wouldn't work. But
it's like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
I know more about that than.
But
that's the one you do know about.
But here's the thing:
you are 5.
There were different universes of Spider-Man. Obviously, if you haven't seen
the Sam Raimi trilogy, then Andrew Garfield.
No, I'm saying what was the latest?
Tom Holland.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
You know, when all their universes collide, they were still
No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home.
Yeah.
No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home. Sorry,
they were still
Avengers.
Even though they were all Spider-Man, they were still their own Spider-Man. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't like. You didn't take fucking Tom Holland and make him
all of them,
or a different universe of Spider-Man.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
They didn't take Tom Holland and put him in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and say like, oh yeah, it's both Peter Parker. It's like, no, it's a different universe, so they're their own version of Spider-Man.
So even with that, I can get behind.
Which really helped them with the Miles Morales ones.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying because that laid down the Spider-Verse, this huge, like multiverse of different, spiders. So that kind of helps.
Which each have their own characteristic and not abilities, but like character and personality based on their original universe.
Well, they all have their own stories.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is I think that's what helped tie No Way Home better into the live version of that, because we already had Into the Spider-Verse that kind of already established that groundwork of multiple different Peters and their different situations. Like, the first one had Mary Jane as, redheaded, Kirsten Dunst. Then you had, the one Peter Parker that was in love with Gwen Stacy and,
right.
So
I'm totally cool with that, because they're not playing a different character.
They're playing the same character from a different dimension,
like you said,
a different universe,
like Chris Evans or whatever. Like it's that just nope.
So
lost it.
Yeah, lost it. You lost me there. I don't know. I don't know how we got on this tangent.
I don't know.
This is a crazy ass episode. Right?
It started with Game of Thrones.
Was it Game of?
That was actually the very first thing that we
talked about.
Yeah. I don't know how we got.
Then he started talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, but full circle, man. Like we're 2 hours and 20 minutes in.
Oh, I ain't going Star Wars for a long time.
Yeah, but we're not going to.
No, but it's good.
We had at least 20 to 30 minutes of the ice fishing bullshit.
I was just gonna say it's funny now because my dad comes to me and asks me Star Wars questions. Like, isn't he the one guy? And I'm like, short answer.
It's like watching with a woman.
Short answer, this is what happened. If you want the long answer, I have about 4,000 years of lore.
If you want the long answer, I need to pause this show.
So I'm not stopping this. I can give the short answer and keep paying attention, but
Jesus, like you haven't seen it already. He's just trying to watch to be entertained. Yeah, he doesn't want the long answer.
I know.
And I don't either.
Yeah, it's one of those. Short answer is this.
Short answer is watch the fucking show and shut up.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help that I watch it while my dad's at work, and then I started Mandalorian season 1 while my dad was home, but then by the time he comes back, I'm around season 2.
Oh, so he's lost.
Okay.
He's like, "What? Why are we here?"
Well, how the fuck did this happen?
My wife was the same way when I was home, because I was watching just chain watching stuff. She's like, "Where the fuck?" Yeah. I was watching Supernatural.
Supernatural. You start episode 1, all of a sudden you're on season season 10. You're like, wait, who's this guy?
She's like, what the hell's going on now? I'm like, yeah, we're on season 3 now. She's like, holy shit, have you done anything today? I'm like, I watched Supernatural.
Yeah.
I took a piss about 3 hours ago.
I always hate that shit too. Like, did you do anything today? Because I get that every. Are you doing anything today? No.
Well,
what the fuck am I gonna do?
Nobody in your family
can't afford it.
asking that question.
It's not someone who lives in my house.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's like, what am I supposed to? I can't drive by myself, so my parents have to take me wherever we go. So I don't. And then,
Well, but this goes back to what can I afford? I can't afford to fucking go do anything.
yeah.
You know, but like, yeah, I vacuumed my house and I did the dishes.
I made myself lunch.
I mean,
Yeah.
I vacuum every day.
Mm-hmm.
I have a dog. I have a husky.
Yeah.
He's hairy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I vacuum. Fucking normal everyday life. What do you want me to do?
There's only so much you can
Go out,
pick
get a
up.
job.
There's only so much you can clean, but minus vacuuming. There's only so much you can do
Right, which,
in a day.
well, and you know, I come to the point. I have done some dumb things in the most recent past, lifting things that I should not be lifting. You know, I moved my computer upstairs. Well, there's a computer desk. I took all the drawers out and everything, but that was way above 10 pounds. And let me tell you, I felt it.
Yeah.
Should I have done it? No, not after I did it. I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't have done this. But I mean, I guess you live and you learn. I guess that it lets me know that the doctor's restrictions
Are valid. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, fuck this, I can do this. Nope. You know, so I'm limited by that too. Like,
Oh, it's like I can walk and put pressure on it. I probably still need this for balance, but I can start walking. And then
Right.
then I step weird, and then I can feel the pain. I'm like, oh, yeah.
and that's kind of what, you know, like
Maybe he's
I
right.
have to change
Should I
my
ask
mindset.
Papa Smurf the question we were talking about yesterday about the hard R?
Oh, you waited till now to say that?
The mental or...
Yeah.
Oh, the
Retarded?
Yeah.
No, that word has nothing to do with your
No, I was going to say, so we have the word mental retarded.
yeah,
mentally retarded.
mentally, yeah. Well,
Could
which
we
is not
say that-
accepted in culture anymore.
Can we call you physically retarded?
Yeah,
because that's the original.
I'm vertically challenged, physically retarded.
Some of us are physically and mentally.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got on that tangent.
Yeah, because you know what? In all actuality, with the definition of that word, yes, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about.
And I would not take offense to that. So yes, fine.
Okay, retard.
But anytime that
Best way to close out this episode.
All right, that's another.
but even in our lifetime, you know, the word retarded was used.
No.
You know, as a descriptive
But I
word
figured if I
for
start off your way, you say the
for
hard
that.
R, you guys like, oh, here we go.
you know, and so, but over time, and especially in our lifetime, when using the word retarded had nothing to do with your mental capacity.
No.
It just meant you.
Calling you retarded is
Stupid.
like calling you an idiot.
Yeah.
Calling you, you know,
Yeah.
Especially in those Call of Duty lobbies back in the day.
oh yeah.
Shit.
There's a lot more said in those.
Those are some more
Those are a lot more. You have 8-year-olds that just learned how to use that word for the first
Yeah,
time. I'm calling everyone that.
Yeah, I did download
Which
whatever it is.
The new
which
one?
you're not allowed to
I deleted it.
say anything on the new one that just came out, Modern Warfare
Yeah,
2.
it's like
2 or
moderated.
3.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah.
Go
You'll
back
get
to-
banned.
Go back to the original Modern
If you
Warfare
troll
3 days.
somebody, if you
Yeah, you'll get
call
banned.
somebody a name, you'll get banned.
Yeah, you'll get banned. Or it's like,
You can't trash talk.
See,
That's half the fucking point.
You
I
can't
think they need to
camp.
set up. I think they need to set it up differently. You can have the PG
PG lobbies and then
PG lobbies and
free for all lobbies.
Yeah, exactly.
So like if someone who's signed up is under 15, under 13, whatever they decide that age is.
It's a rated.
There's only
there's even adults that want to hear that stuff.
It is a 17.
Oh,
well, what I'm saying is there are people that are adults that don't want to be a part of that kind of community. So
and that's fine.
Then you shouldn't be on the fucking game.
Well, no. But you're giving them the option to have a room where they can still go play the game.
Yeah, there's a safe room.
That's fine. It's just a fucking server. Who cares? Because I don't give a shit.
Right.
And I would want to go to...
And there's people that want
if I want to call you a retard,
and messing with each other
I should be able to.
And that's what I'm saying. There should be like a anything goes server and a...
If I want
a PG, for lack of a better term,
I get a lot more parents would.
Well, it's like a lot of the people that are getting on and playing now are people that are our age or like the millennials who played the original ones, who grew up with that, who are just getting on after work, putting an hour or two.
I don't need to hear some 6-year-old fucking
calling me the N-word, motherfucking N-word. Because he just learned how to use that word from a
and that's kind of the reason why I don't play those games.
I love those lobbies.
And that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like to Viking's point, it's like some people
I don't need an 8-year-old calling me that
some
shit.
Some people just want to get on and just play the game and then relive what they did back when 20 years ago, 10 years ago when they could have played all the time. That's what a lot of people wanted.
And I've gotten so far away from those games because of mods and people doing things like it's just not fun.
I don't like getting fucking wrecked by little 9-year-old.
Phrasing.
Like, I just want to play the game and enjoy it. Like, I just got off working 10 hours.
Well, that's kind of what he's saying. Like,
it's almost like you just need a person who's just there to relax, take a little bit of stress off of work after working.
Yeah, just murder a bunch of fucking noobs.
Yeah. And that's why, like, anymore,
I'd rather you shoot fictional characters on a video game than shoot up a fucking school.
Well, that's true, right? But that's why anymore, like, I don't play. I don't do much online.
Talk about the kids. I'm talking.
Well, that's where their violence comes from.
They need to stop listening to Marilyn Manson. They need to stop playing Grand Theft Auto.
I love Marilyn Manson. But the point is like nowadays, I still enjoy playing video games.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing multiplayer, I'm just playing with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not go into lobbies and play. Like I said, I deleted the whatever that Call of Duty is because I'm just not going to play it. Like it's just not fun for me anymore because you can't just go in and have fun in a game. First off, unless you're like day one subscriber, you're going to get fucking wrecked.
Yeah. And so
now the servers, they go off of
your skill.
Yeah, your skill level.
To an extent.
Yeah.
But at like 2:00 in the morning, when there's only like kids up,
right? and it's just not fun for me anymore. So I'll play games like Far Cry 6, which, like I said, does that game ever end? Officially?
Yeah.
You just have to do all the fucking stories.
I just saw a video on that game and it looks fun.
It's a long.
It is.
It's a long story. All Far Cries are fun.
Yeah,
it's super fun. But I've killed the president. So now it's like, oh well, the FND
yeah.
So now they're like, oh, you got to come back and retake the things you've already taken.
Yeah, because the loyalists are still there. Yeah,
fuck.
So the story's over. Yeah,
the story's over.
Yeah, so
I beat the game.
That's where I stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, is it fun? Yeah, it's fun. But once the story's over, the story's over. So
yeah. Now the only thing you can do is go back and if there's multiple choices,
redo fucking things.
If there's multiple choices you can do and which leads to a different outcome, you can do that. But,
yeah, and I have a lot of the individual people's stories, doing the small missions, not the operations. But to me now it's at that point. But what I was going to say was those are the kind of games that I will play because
story games. Yeah,
I'm playing a campaign by myself and
take it at your own pace.
Yeah, and at your own level, just having fun with a video game, it's
like I grew up on like Call of Duty playing those, but I started off at like recruit and then just started working.
Yeah, and you work your way up. Yeah. But now it's like if you haven't prestiged 15 fucking times, or whatever it is.
Which I always hated that. I never saw the point in prestiging just to start over just for a different little placard on your thing.
It's different now. You get to keep everything.
Right.
Then again, what's the point of prestiging if I'm just going to keep everything? Part of the grind.
Show your level.
Part of the grind was to go back up and work your way through that. And all
that. Right. But even then, like, I don't know. I don't have the patience for that shit.
No, I didn't when it was coming.
And now you have to level up your player. You have to level up your weapons. You have to level up. I mean, it's just
back then it was just based on.
It becomes a grind. It's almost
it used to be kills.
It was
That's why I stopped playing World of Warcraft. Same issue. Like to get anywhere, I basically had to do dailies and all this stuff just every day. It's like God, I feel like I'm punching into fucking work. Just to fucking keep up with everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck that shit.
I don't know.
And I had to pay, so I'm like, it's like paying my employer.
Right. And now, like, if you want to play online or do all this, you have to have memberships or subscription services just to have that option. And then you have to pay, Call of Duty, map packs and DLCs and... Mm-hmm. No.
I'm glad Bethesda went with a full-out game with that Baldur's Gate 3. It really kind of... With the way that game came out and it's, on market for Game of the Year, it's kind of giving some of the other game companies a realization like, oh yeah, we don't need to have DLCs and, all this stuff. Like, we can give the people a full solid game.
The cost of a game in the first place now is what, $80?
Yeah, 80.
For a fucking game?
70, I think.
Sure, okay. Yeah. I think Baldur's Gate on Xbox is like $79.
Yeah. Well, now it's, you have the full game and then it comes with a bunch of
you can get different levels of the game and just fucking release a goddamn game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Give me a full game. I pay the price. This is what I get from beginning to end.
Call of Duty definitely started that bullshit with DLCs and stuff.
Yeah.
With the map packs,
but they got rid of that.
Oh, did they?
I believe so.
It was $15 a quarter.
Yeah. At least when I stopped playing, they got rid of that. You just had to do it through, like, complete challenges.
Which, again, if you're putting out a map, and I don't have the map, but I'm playing with friends, then they don't ever get to play on the map that they paid for.
Yeah.
Or want a challenge or whatever. It's just, I get it to an extent. It gives you something to reach for, but... that's just kind of
that's like fucking guns. It's all you can either pay for it or you can complete a challenge and get the gun, but the gun is far superior than any of the guns you would normally have.
Well, so people will pay for the gun day one, and then all of a sudden they have an exceptional gun, while you have to spend a month to say.
Yeah,
working for it
just to even get it.
Get it, then you got to rank that gun up too.
Yeah, exactly.
By the time you get it, they already have the gun ranked up.
I mean, fuck, they know what they're doing, don't they? Yeah, that shit's crazy.
It's all a money racket thing.
Well, it is, and I get it, but you just keep chipping away. A game that used to cost.
When I was buying games, it was $60.
Sure, we'll say a game that used to just cost $60. You buy a game, it's $60. Mm-hmm. Now you're paying $70 for the game. Then you're paying, and then they nickel and dime you throughout time to say, oh, well, it's only $10 for this gun.
And if you bought the digital copy, well, that's not even your game. You just
and now you can't even do anything with it. And used to be you could trade video games with your friends. Or
going over to a buddy's house to play Halo all night. I need the copy of the game to
Even if you have the disc. You still have to download it.
Correct. Yeah, which is, that's part of a problem too. My Xbox has a terabyte of storage.
Yeah.
Well, fucking Call of Duty is like 250 gigabytes.
Yeah. Yep.
I think Red Dead.
That's a quarter of my fucking storage.
I think Red Dead is like 200. Like the new GTA is supposed to come out next year. It's like 500 or something like that.
It's gonna be huge. Yeah. And so then it's like, well, I don't even have space. To do this.
Yeah.
And so
you have to delete all your games and start getting into your save files. But then
or you get expansion cards. Well, a 2 terabyte expansion card for an Xbox is $275.
Jesus.
For 2 terabytes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is like, now it's like, what, 5 games? 6 games?
And that's my point. Like, these games are fucking ridiculous sizes. when I don't understand why. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of data. There's a lot of things that
they look great, but
But there comes the point. Like,
okay,
I have,
put it on like a flash drive or something, and that's get rid of the disc.
But that's what I'm saying. Figure something out. Yeah, put it on a flash drive instead of having an actual disc. You still have a tangible item.
Yeah,
as opposed to buying a game. You know, like I bought MLB The Show as a digital.
Yeah.
When I bought it the year that it was out. You know, but it's digital. Well, what am I going to do with it now?
It's only on that Xbox now.
It's literally only on my account at least.
But the account.
Yeah, like I said, they can decide at any time that they don't want to. They can take that game away.
Or let's say you get banned from it.
Yeah, you're screwed. Or if they lost their MLB licensing deal or whatever,
they can just take back your digital game, and you're basically paying for a long-term rental,
pretty much,
not ownership.
Yeah,
and they can take it back at any time.
No, nickel and diamond. And then, but it's those small amounts that you don't even realize. And DLC map packs, which you said they don't do anymore. That's great, but it's only $15. Well, $15 times 4.
Yeah,
is what, $60.
Mm-hmm.
You paid $70 for the game. Yeah. You're into it for $130, and you didn't even do anything else.
Yeah. And now they have different skins you can pay for and everything.
And a lot of the story games, you can spend like $120, $140 for the game, and then you automatically get the DLCs when they drop. Because they're already planning on expansions.
But inevitably, it's the same thing. Yeah. If you bought the base game, and then you buy the DLCs when they come out.
They used to call those updates.
Yeah, they used to just be updates. Now they're not updates. They're
now if you want to keep playing, you have to buy this.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I think fucking come out with a product.
Nickel and diming us.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Well, like I said, with Bethesda coming out with Baldur's Gate 3, a lot of other companies have realized how well that sold and are now going, maybe we should go back to that model.
Well, Bethesda as a company themselves have pretty much, that is their model. They come out with a game, you buy the game, you play the game.
It's buggy, and then it takes about a month, and then it updates. And then,
but it's updates that you're not paying for. Right. It's an update that, that
but
it
what
is.
I'm saying is, because of how well that game sold, other companies are starting to go, maybe we should go back to our roots and go back to that kind of... So there is some talk about bringing that kind of mentality back, so we'll see what happens.
I do hope so. Because, I enjoy games, but...
Well, it's also like... you can't sell it if you have a digital copy.
No.
Because I bought Modern Warfare 2, played it once. I was like, I don't want this.
You don't like it. And then what?
Yeah.
Well, you played it.
$80 down the drain.
Gone. And there are still GameStops. There are still exchanges.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm not going to get very much for it, a used game, but it's still something. You're not out $80.
Not really out. Like,
if I got the disc, maybe I could sell
you
it.
get something new,
Yeah, take your old games and whatever. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, I'm going to start switching over to games that I buy, making sure I have the actual disc.
The actual disc.
The physical copy.
Mm-hmm.
Which you still can, but then again, at least with Xbox.
It gets annoying when you have to take it out, put it back in.
No, I don't even care about that.
Download it again.
At least, with Xbox, I don't know if PlayStation's the same way. You can get the Series S that doesn't even have a disc drive, you can get the Series X that costs more.
That's what mine is. Mine is the Series S, and I have to do if I want to get a game on Xbox, I have to digitally download it.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5, it has the option. I think it's the same price where you can have the disc drive or you don't.
Or don't.
Yeah, I have the one.
I made sure I had that.
Yeah. I got lucky. My buddy just bought one.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot.
Yeah. And I have an X, so I have a disc drive.
Remember, can you still game share on PlayStation?
I think so. I think so.
So, like, if he owns the game,
I think it's one of those. I have to sign in if I own the game. I think it's only digitally though.
Yeah.
If I own the game, like if I wanted to play MLB The Show, and I went over to his house, I signed into his account, and then I can download onto his PlayStation.
Yeah.
But if your account's not signed into his PlayStation, can he still play it?
Yes. Yes.
Because Xbox is not that way.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because-
once it's downloaded, it's downloaded.
Yeah. It's downloaded onto the hard drive.
See, Xbox is not that way.
Yeah.
Even if it's downloaded onto your hard drive, it'll show up as a game that you have. But as soon as you try and play it,
You need to be signed into
you have to be signed into the
Oh.
to the owner's account.
Oh, that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you have a home Xbox that is
Yeah.
yours, so you can take your username and you can play on somebody else's stuff.
Yeah.
But you set your Xbox, so it knows when you're playing at home. It signs out, at this other Xbox. You can only be signed into one Xbox at a time. Like I have Game Pass that gets you gold and everything like that. Well, if I'm playing Xbox, my daughter can't play Xbox
under the same
online. Yeah,
under the same name.
yeah.
No.
Well, under the same umbrella of Game Pass.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, so like
That's dumb.
she likes to play Minecraft, right?
Right.
In order for her to play Minecraft, why Minecraft needs to be synced up online, I don't know. But regardless, it's fine. But if I'm playing Xbox,
Mhm.
she can't play Minecraft online,
Right.
which is dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's one.
Well, that's your
That's it.
first
One account.
mistake. You have an Xbox.
I've had so like when maybe one day I'll get whatever the new PlayStation is, but
5.
I mean whenever it comes time to
Upgrade.
do that, and maybe I'll have both systems, but I got an original Xbox from someone.
Well, that's how
I didn't even pay for it, and so Xbox is just and then you get a 360, and now you have.
You get the Xbox One, and then you get the Xbox
And
X.
it's just what I.
Well, it's the same thing with
What
you
I
do
had.
with Apple and Samsung.
Yeah.
You
I
pick a
started
team and you
on
stick with it.
Typically,
I started on Xbox and then
right, but the point is you don't really. There are people who have both. You have both, and I
Yeah.
get that, but then you're paying for Game Pass and you're paying for PlayStation's
gold.
whatever it is
Is it gold?
PlayStation Plus.
plus. So now you're
the gold is
now you're
the
paying
more advanced one.
but now you're paying two different things. For
They just need to merge.
for two different. Well, they're not going to do that. They're different businesses, and that's okay. But
well, they did it with
like me, I always played Nintendo. I had an original Nintendo. That's what I got. I didn't get a Sega. So, which Nintendo was out, I believe, first. But then Sega came out, and Sega was awesome. But I had a Nintendo.
Yeah.
So the next thing I got was a Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
Yeah, Super- yeah.
Because
Did you have a GameCube?
it was. I did, but it was terrible.
Those go for a lot of money now.
I know I don't have it anymore, but so I worked my way up in the Nintendo world where my buddy had Sega, and then he had the very first PlayStation. So he had that, and I had this. So it was
So if you wanted to play PlayStation,
exactly or I would bring my Nintendo system, whatever it is, over.
back when they were you can transport them easily.
Yeah, bring the actual console over, and, but so that's why I had an Xbox, and I have an Xbox account, and that is just what I've used. I had a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Oh, there wasn't an account for those.
That was the start of it, actually.
Yeah, towards the end of the
You
two
could-
is when you started
You could hardwire it into internet.
Yeah.
with the Ethernet. Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of multiplayer online stuff, but
yeah.
that was the start of it. But you didn't pay for,
No. The
anything
3
like that.
was the last one that was free.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I just stick with Xbox because it's just what I have. Whatever. I don't know.
Well, how far in are we?
We're far.
We're almost 3 hours in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're far.
We keep just talking.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up today.
I
So
think my dad's getting bored of watching Netflix and
probably.
TikTok.
He's watching Peaky Blinders. He very are. He's got lots of content. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And, sorry this is exponentially longer, but go fuck yourself if you don't like that.
Yeah, we haven't seen each other in a while, so.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. So anyways, I was your host, Papa Smurf.
I'm the Viking.
I'm 31.
Florida man.
We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.